Okay, say something.
Okay, I'm saying something so you can check the volume level.
All right, I think that's probably good. Better. All right, awesome. Okay, so I have your splits up here. I was looking through them um, to get a little bit of an idea for where you are. Uh, I think this is really cool having the record of recent runs to see stuff. Like you can see this trend of like your Hera is very clearly getting better, and like your Ice is very variant. So I don't know. We'll talk
Very
about it
variant.
a little, yeah, a little more as we go through. But I thought this was cool. So yeah, um, I guess the first thing to say is that like you're obviously at the sub 90 level. You missed it by 22 seconds. You can just drop powder or just not get fucked by Aghanim and you have it already.
Yeah.
So like you can definitely do it without my help, but I'm happy to help and I just want to like just like feel free to stop me or ask me questions or tell me to move on if I'm spending too much time on stuff or anything like that and we'll try
So
to go
kind of
through.
like my goal was to try and get a sub 90 without dropping powder. I know I could save like the 40 seconds or 35 or whatever, easy. As well as the rupees. Because I'm still doing Saha rupees in this.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I yeah, I kind of got it in my head that I could do it if I improved everywhere else and then drop it after that for like an easy quote PB after the sub 90, but
Yeah, so that's totally fine. I almost everybody ends up thinking that it's easier to drop powder to sub 90 than it is to save 40 seconds elsewhere, but you can do whatever you want. Saha
if I just
rupees,
had like one blue ball instead of seven, I would have had it.
right, exactly. Saha rupees only cost about 3 to 4 seconds, so I would not worry about them too much.
Wow.
Uh, are you also getting the bombs?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you'll have to like actually pay attention to the bomb route also if you skip them. Yeah, Sirius has had a little bit of trouble
Yeah, cool.
with Saha
13 out of
rupees.
14.
Um, yeah, but so from looking at your splits over time, I think that the biggest time saves are uh I think TR and Ice are probably the biggest time saves, and I'm guessing I haven't watched it yet, but I'm guessing that we can find a lot of easy save in other places, especially Meyer. Um, yeah, so we'll get into it. 9 bush guards, nice.
Dang. I mean, that's why we dash through the bushes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have been trying to like follow the same route as if I was gonna do the tree poles. So I don't know
uh,
if there's
yeah.
a faster way. I didn't even bother to find out.
I think you can save a few frames on some of the screens by doing different dashes, but it really doesn't matter. Oh, so one thing is, do you care about or want me to point out like subsplit times that I look at?
um, I won't remember them,
Okay,
but
that's awesome, Josh.
you mean like time entering a like entering uncle here or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like that was a good uncle entrance.
it's. Feel free to point them out, but I'm not gonna remember them.
Okay.
So I could open something and maybe take some notes.
I mean, it's just really if you care about them or not. I like tracking them, but if you don't care about them, then don't worry about it.
Yeah, I actually had set up auto splitter with sub splits for like overworld and stuff,
Oh, okay,
and
so
did a
that's not
couple
great.
runs. My previous PB was under those, um, and what? Okay, that I guess that's on your end. The audio delay,
Yeah, I
whatever
pressed the wrong button.
thing. Okay. What was oh the sub splits, and then because I was like, oh, I could see if I can save more time on the overworld and whatever, and yeah, I should slash that bush.
Yeah, you should slash all of these bushes.
I don't know, serious. Um,
Probably rando habit, yeah.
but yeah, I decided that I didn't really care about the sub splits, so I stopped. It was like more confusing me than it was helping, I think.
Yeah,
So
that's totally fair. So yeah, so you want to slash these, and since this guy's right here, and especially since he's actually already turned up, when you slash the last bush, you can just hold your sword while you walk left, and it'll poke him out of the way. And then you only have to worry about this guy. I don't know why this guy's already angry, but anyway, since
Well,
that
I
guy
hit
was
that guy.
walking up, you wanted to hit him. Normally, hitting that guy would have made sense in that situation, but anyway, not a big deal.
Discord?
Are you a pumper?
I'm kind of
Okay.
nudging the door. That's a good strat. Yeah, so to speak to Malmo, the rando thing, like part of what I wanted to get out of this, and I told Vox this already, was I know that I do a bunch of dumb rando stuff still, and I'd like to try and cut that out.
Right.
So
So that courtyard is a good example of that. So in this room, you can hold upright out of the door instead of trying to time the, or instead of holding up and trying to time the slash really precisely.
oh, okay.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the hotkeys for like go back and forth small amounts.
Why do we say that every time and not do it? I know. Well, it depends on what you're using.
I'm
If
using
it's VLC, you can use E to go forward one frame. But
how do you go back?
that's not
Is it
super
Q?
helpful. I have no idea.
Please stop being full screen. Okay. So you had kind of the right idea here where you do this, you sort of went right and then diagonal down and then down. You can cut the diagonal a lot more. He doesn't really have a hitbox like up on the top of his head and his shield and stuff. He's smaller than he looks. So you can save a few frames cutting that closer.
Just like all those statues and torches.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything is 16 by 16, even when it looks bigger than that. Just a minor little thing. You can save a few frames there.
Only loses a tiny bit of time over the optimal 8 slash. But when I do 8 slash, I lose way more time.
Yeah, wall pumping is way, way, way better than air pumping. I have been messing with this, and I find that diagonaling to a wall and then pumping against it is much better. Okay, was this just an error?
Yeah, it's the one thing I can never remember.
Okay.
To start charging the sword first.
Okay. This looks good.
You're not playing my audio to the stream, right?
I don't actually know.
Except I don't.
No.
I'm pretty sure that I said something about not slashing the guard there.
Yeah, you did. I heard it. Now they'll be able to hear it very low.
Like, I try it and mess it up a lot, but that doesn't mean I...
Okay, so... You want to... I'm guessing that you probably tried to do this. I'm having so much trouble controlling this.
Yeah, I've been trying to do 8 slash, but here I was like, I haven't, like, I've been meaning to sit down and like really practice it, but I haven't. So I was like, oh, I'll just go for like the 1 pot 4 slash. But I haven't done that a lot either, so it did not go well.
Like, I tried. So here, you're canceling stair drag, which is good, but you walk all the way to the wall before switching. You want to walk as little to the right as possible before cutting the diagonal. You just want to maximize diagonals.
Mess it up a lot, but that doesn't mean I
not a big deal.
Practice it good.
I don't really understand this strat. I'm pretty sure that you had to boom that guy early in the process, like as soon as you saw him running over. But I've never done this strat. You should ask someone who knows it. There might be someone.
Yeah, the guard was moving right, wasn't he?
Well, he was walking down when you entered the room, but he saw you at some point.
Oh, because of picking up the pot, I was still in his vision, I guess.
Serious claims to understand it. You want to boomerang the guard if he's walking down. Okay.
I try it and mess it up a lot, but that doesn't mean I...
So I guess because he bounces
because he turns around and sees you there, yeah.
And then I guess you kind of panicked here.
And I could have boomeranged him, and then I was like, oh my gosh, the guard's on top of me.
Right.
Boomerang the key from 1 tile away. That's a good.
Yeah, so obviously not the best start, but no big deal. Escape doesn't really matter. This is a good place to pump if you're going to pump at all. You just get such a long walk.
Oh, look, I got a couple.
Pumps in, yeah. Yeah, one pot is completely good. I think it's probably the better strat, honestly. 8/
Oh,
saves.
what's up, Swanch? I didn't
Does
say
not
hi.
save as much as it's
Keeping it
worth.
too
Like,
high.
it's too much harder in
Sky,
comparison for the time
everyone.
it saves. I do it because it's what I
Spleebie,
learned, but
Jay.
I would recommend
Welcome,
everyone starts with
everyone.
1/ and or one pot and only switches when they're really try hard.
Yeah. He can hear
Okay,
the
yeah, that was
beeping.
good.
That's why.
It is fun, yeah.
Maybe he would have walked out of our way by the time we got there, but I was scared.
All seems good. Oh, what happened there? Why did you turn up?
Well, I
Wait,
don't know.
okay,
Where are you supposed to walk through this room?
you're just supposed to hold upright here. Hold upright until you get in this gap. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, hold upright until you get in this gap here, and then you have to walk right to not hit the left side of the torch. And then you switch back to upright.
This game's scary.
What's up, Scarlet? Yeah, I often do 10/ instead of 8/. So here, if you're gonna pump, I would recommend walking to the wall and then pumping instead of air pumping,
Our beep is good for rat,
but
for
not a
like
big deal.
the end. They call it rat frames, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
Ow.
So you were just a tiny bit high there. You had the right idea.
Our beep is good for rat, for like the end. They call it rat.
Did
frames.
you always just want to go like down the middle and
So
then deal with whatever snakes are there?
basically, yeah. I mean, you want to read it as fast as you can, but it's pretty
Like
hard.
in this one, it looks like maybe slashing the bottom one and going lower would have been faster, but
You could have gone all the way down and boomed him since there's only one snake in this lane and two in this lane, and that would have been fine. You could also have boomed twice here. If you were like you just ended
that's
up a
what I
little
tried to
low.
do. But
Yeah, you just ended up a little low and hit this guy instead. If you were up a tiny bit higher and you got boom boom on those two guys, that would have been fine. I think probably the technically optimal play would be to like boom that and then deboost off of that or some nonsense, but I think going for the middle lane here is good. See, I beat Josh to it. I knew he was gonna say it. Yeah, I think you did the right thing there and just slightly mispositioned.
It's bad for confidence. And I'm sure.
There, I'm not really sure what you
Now
should have
I will
done.
be
Probably
at
just
half a
boom the
heart.
snake, but that room sucks.
Beeping is good for beep frames. I thought it only affected text. I guess there's at half a heart.
I could be wrong about this. I'm not an expert in these rooms, but I'm
Beeping
pretty
is good
sure
for
that you
beep
want to
frames.
be diagonaling along here or pumping up. I actually just am holding left, and my right hand is already on the D-pad, and I'm mashing L and up to cancel the text and start pumping.
yeah, I think that's what FMG says.
And you want to, yeah, just to maximize this time that you're on solid ground, because water movement is terrible.
I thought it only affected text. I guess the Zelda had a few text boxes there.
Yeah, again, you want to start pumping earlier in the room.
But still. Then we would die to a rat hug.
Oh, okay. So here you want to come off one tile, like 8 pixels. You want Link's shadow to be lined up with at the top of this trim.
Okay.
There's like a pixel or two you can stand on where your slash will hit the rat if he's coming at you at this height, but the other rat won't get you if it's coming from the right.
Oh.
And also it just like you're already up there so that if you have to go up, you've already made some progress and stuff. But yeah, so staying right on the wall here is not as good as staying about 8 pixels up. Hey, Pops, yeah. So you, again, just maximizing diagonal movement. I don't think you actually lost any time here because you just barely made it to the corner. But I would be holding diagonal upright as soon as I throw this boomerang generally. You really want to get all diagonal movement.
Right.
And then again, you could have cut that diagonal a little early, but not a big deal. Yeah, that's kind of shitty RNG, but that seems fine.
Oh, Well, shows how much I know.
Just walking into bots
Yeah, we're supposed to skip that one.
and getting that text.
I can't read the top rat. I know, Josh taught it to me, but I'm not smart enough.
Oh.
So yeah, so you just hold right in here,
Shows how much
which
I
I'm
know.
sure you know.
Yeah.
Do you know about how switches work? How you can hold
Yeah, you want to
A?
hold A before you get to it and then stop
Yeah,
for at least one frame and push down.
you just need a neutral D-pad for one
Skip
frame,
that
yeah.
one.
Yeah. Not like what I did there.
Okay, who needs a sub 6?
That's fine. Yeah, I've just spent so much time not reading the RNG in that room. Serious.
You get free rat fames because of the classic. What?
You do get free rat frames because of the class, or Twin does, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then Swunch says something that like confused us for the next like 20 minutes.
Okay, it looks like based on your input display, you do not know the strat here.
Apparently not.
Yeah, so what you want to do is, if you're already holding down when the question text comes up, it won't move the selection down. So I time it to that jingle, the doo-doo-doo-doo. I stop doing 4-finger mashing and I start holding down and doing 3-finger mashing with just my right hand. And then
Okay.
you always get first frame movement.
Gotcha.
Nice chest turn. Let's go.
Run is saved.
Heck yeah. Just ignore the ones that I fail later.
Like it just always gives you the faster text or whatever? Why is this allowed?
Again, I don't think it really matters.
Like
But
it just always gives you
Just
the
so
faster text or
starting some
whatever?
point after these doors. I started in these doors, but you can do it whenever. Hold down right until you get. I guess you could even start this low if you wanted. Until you get to the position you want to leave on.
Why is
You
this
turn right,
allowed?
and then you are anti-pumping. You
Oh,
stop
no.
going right. You know what I mean by anti-pumping?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just don't want to anti-pump.
I hate that I know what that is, but yeah. Like who figured this out?
Sounds
I hate
sketch.
it.
Oh, here's an easy one. Yeah, so this is just this is stuff that will just very, very easy to implement once you know it.
Who serious liked my walk?
I don't think so, serious. I don't think it's possible to save a frame doing that. Once you are above this
Start
tree
holding down right.
until you leave the screen. Yep.
Sounds sketch. If you get hit by the rat while slashing, the shield does not appear on the next screen. Well, that's why.
I don't think that you get anti-pumps in those situations. It's possible I'm
Yeah,
wrong,
that
but
would
I
do
don't
it.
think you do. Here, I can't tell, but it looks like you might have waited a little long to cut the diagonal. But I think you're fine.
Yeah, that would
A
do
lot
it.
of the first two splits especially is just learning when to hold diagonals. Like, you hold it upright through this whole screen. You don't want to try to time it or move your D-pad or anything. Just hold upright the whole time.
Oh, okay.
You got the weird RNG there, which is fine. Nice D-boost. I'm not brave enough to walk above that guy, but that was really good.
That's fine unless the Octorok's also there. Then I have trouble with it.
No, I mean, you walked above the Octorok.
Oh, I thought you meant the Armos.
This guy.
Oh,
So you actually are brave enough to walk above him and then right. I would just slash him. I would just turn right and slash him right here. Your way is definitely faster, right? You got away with it. But I would never be that brave, personally.
well, and we're walking above the Armos anyway, right?
Yeah, but if the Octorok had moved up instead of left, it would have got you. Or if he had started moving left sooner.
Just get lucky, forehead.
There's a couple in escape.
That's a good entrance time, 140.
Back some in Eastern. On the classic, you mean? That doesn't work. Decided
Oops.
I'd go for it. Should not have.
Yeah, past Spleebie was not happy with him there either. Is it?
I guess, is it better to boom that Popo or because I had just walked around him every time until that run
So
when I
you
tried to
can,
boom it.
the fastest strat is technically pumping around him and then diagonaling to the door. Booming loses like 1 or 2 frames to like winning a lot of pumps. Like booming is perfectly good. You can also slash if you want to do some prize pack manipulation. If you're getting Saha rupees though, you probably shouldn't think about the rupee pack at all.
Well, I should start thinking about the rupee pack though.
Or you can just always do Saha rupees. Um, I'm not going to talk about about prize packs and tree rupees in this, but I'd be happy to talk about it like another time or after the review or whatever.
Yeah, no,
If you
that's
have
fine.
questions.
Way to pick up the bot.
You do still need 4 rupees with Saha, but you don't need to manipulate the pack really.
You'd get 4 rupees just walking around Hyrule.
Pretty much. Here you want to hold down right until you're in range of the Popo. You're booming, which is good. It saves 4 frames, I guess. I always slash because of prize pack stuff, pretty much. But just hold down. How like you're not all of your movement to the wall was diagonal because you did this down, and you just want to maximize diagonals. Here again, I hold upright coming out of the door until I'm lined up. You can double pump in the parts where there's 2 railings if you want.
Yeah, it's harder.
This is fine. You can save frames in a bunch of places in this room if you want to. The easiest one is you can hold down left until you touch this wall out of the door and then switch to down. Again, just maximizing diagonals.
Yeah, I think I now that we're talking about diagonals, I think I end up like cardinally walking along the wall out of a door a lot.
Yeah.
Like just
very
turning
common.
down immediately and
Yeah, just a thing that
along.
once you sort of know about it, yeah, don't hold down out of east-west doors or up. It's fine to hold left or right out of north-south doors. Well, out of north doors anyway. I'm not sure if there's anywhere we do it out of a south door. But holding a diagonal out of a door is always fine, except for a couple limited cases. But holding straight down out of this door will drag you at 1 pixel per frame instead of 1.5 pixels per frame. Yeah, that's true. I used to try to snap out of doors, but you generally want to hold diagonals out of doors. Diagonally to the wall here is perfectly safe. You have like a tile and a half before you have to switch to down to not walk into the Popo. There's tons of time. And I actually think this is great. You walked a little low and nudged on this to make sure you were low enough. I think that's pretty good. You can cut it closer if you want to mess with it, but you should go left. The door is not centered in the wall.
Yeah, but the Popo was there.
The Popo is always there. It's still faster to go left.
Oh, dang.
If both Popos are there, I go right, but I think it basically doesn't matter.
Good to know. Yeah, I just barely like realized because Malmo told me that that door's not centered.
Yeah.
Not too high.
No, serious. I'm talking about south doors as in doors that exit facing south. Nice chest turn.
Yeah, the wrong way. It's great.
Okay, here you very much want to diagonal. You really want to diagonal on stairs. You don't lose any cardinal direction, any cardinal velocity when you diagonal on stairs. So you want to walk up these and wiggle because you get pumps going up. And then as soon as you touch them going down, you want to hold down left. I saw you canceled stair drag, which is great. But you want to get all the diagonal movement first.
Then would you turn down to cancel the stair drag? Like once you hit the left side? Or do you just diagonal all the way off of them?
So the way I do it is I walk to here and then switch to down left. And then when I get to around this step, I tap left and start. I'm basically doing a left pause buffer to menu here, and then hold down left out of the menu. It looks like you tried to do that. Or maybe you just were going for holding left out of the menu. Not sure.
Yeah, I paused, I think, at the bottom and then left out of the menu.
Why are you walking, dude?
You don't need to go that far to the right before shooting, but it's fine if you have trouble with that room,
Walk
trying to
all
play
the
it
way to
safe
the
or whatever.
right side.
This is fine. You can look at the anti-fairies to see how well you did the room. The main thing
Walk all the
here
way to
is
the
just
right
that
side.
you went right down and you can cut a bunch of diagonal here. Right, like by this time you can already be holding diagonal and you do it 2 cardinals instead.
Derek.
But like your Eastern time is really fine. These are just small things, and well, that one will make it harder, but a lot of these will actually make it easier. Just like knowing where you can hold diagonal instead of like having to navigate a room and time stuff and control link. You can just like hold a button the whole time and not think about it.
Yeah. That looks serious. We got the rubies.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Yeah. I forgot that happened.
Oh well,
Fine.
no big deal. You got
We
all the
got
arrows
tons
in
of
the world.
arrows. Yeah.
Just used too many arrows. But I can't tell how many PB had left. Is
Oh, you want to hold diagonal up these stairs too?
We just used too many
This is
arrows.
going to be the theme of tonight.
But I can't tell how
You
many
want to hold the
PB had left.
diagonal.
It makes your life easier. You can cancel Star Drag if you want, but
Is
I
too
just hold
small.
diagonal mostly.
Even on my screen.
So this movement,
But I can't tell how many PB
it's
had
actually another
left.
place where you can just hold diagonal. Kind of funny. For a different reason, but it's still good. Switch to diagonal here until you
It's
jump
too
again,
small.
Yeah.
and then hold straight left and you'll be lined up perfectly.
Even on my screen.
Hold
Better than
diagonal.
there's another early dash cancel.
I'm actually just capturing the.
We'll get to those, I'm sure.
Live split 100% and
So you can
putting it
talk
in the
to
stream layout.
Saha while lined up with the torch. Horizontally, you have to be above the torch, but just to get a little bit. I guess you still make it all the way around him. Not a big deal.
Nice.
That's fine. I can
Hey,
clean
we
up a
can screw that
little
up this
snapping to the
time.
walls earlier and stuff, but no big deal. Do you know about holding up left on this screen?
Yeah.
You want to hold up left on this screen as well, so you don't nudge that bush.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant she. There's a spot where she saves by using SNES Classic, which is probably what she thought. Yeah, the
You can start
water
that dash up
lever.
earlier, but I don't think it matters. I've been meaning to mess with it, actually. Skipping that spin speed is good.
Oh, look at that guy getting spin speed.
I don't think it's worth it. I think it's fun, but I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I used to do it
Yeah, that's
until
what,
like I missed it once and I was like,
talking
let's
about.
just
When you're
dash.
using
Yeah.
SNES
You can
Classic,
dash up a little farther right in the library, but not a big deal.
there's
This
something
spin speed
about
is
getting
absolutely
free
worth it,
rat
so glad to see
frames
you're going for that one.
at the end of Escape.
Wow, I didn't realize your foot was that healed, twin. That's good to hear. Okay, Josh, are you still here?
There's something about getting free
I need
rat
help.
frames.
I don't usually get hit by this guard. I'm not sure what happened.
So you have to leave this room at a specific place that I can't remember. I just messed it up in my last run.
It's not all the way left.
It's not all the way left. Josh, do you remember I know you remember. Can you remind us of the cue for where you leave this screen to not get owned by the guard in the next screen? If there's a place where, a range where if you're lined up, I think it's like with Link's sort of in the middle of this, like sort of the middle of his body lined up with this darker green grass. Then you can hold down right on the next screen and dash and always be fine. That is the alternative that Sirius is telling us. You can hold
Sweet.
down right through the whole screen and exit very far right, and then you'll be fine also. You can try to hit the correct point over here, wherever it is, Or you can just hold down right and lose like 10 frames, and it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Okay. Well then, don't. I won't worry too much about the queue. You also tried to start this dash way too high. You don't want to try to cut these bushes. You want to go below them. So you want like down like here.
Okay.
Jerk.
Is it faster to dash, or slower to dash through
That's what
bushes?
we were
Sorry.
talking about.
It's faster to cut those bushes down, but there's like 1 in a billion RNGs where it actually works. You almost always get owned.
Oh, cool.
You want to hold upright on this screen as you start your dash. You'll never tank him.
Counterintuitive.
You'll always own him, and then you don't get owned. Where are we using our book menu? Oh, it looks like you did
I
use
don't
it
know,
there.
somewhere
in
on the
PB.
dash up in desert.
Okay, that's fine.
So
You
apparently
can
that's
use this
not what
menu. I
Fox
use
was
it to
talking
line up
about.
that dash. Some people use it to cancel stair drag
So the
on
thing
the
about
stairs
losing
before
a
the
couple frames in
the
escape and gaining them back
tablet or
instantly is
whatever.
just
I
about
should use it
getting
right there to line up on the grass,
that would
so
be
I'm not
totally
dashing across so
Wow,
low.
4 instead of 1. Good job.
It's like
Okay.
I'm dashing up there and I'm like, oh, I need the book.
fine. Right. So the wiggles here are totally fine if you don't like just pumping. I just pump against this. The farthest left you can be on these stairs are fine for reading the book.
Oh,
You
okay.
can just hold up left. So you were wiggling, which left you a little bit off-centered, and then you have to, just a little bit of wasted movement. I
Right.
just pump to the left up here and then cancel stair drag with A, and then hold up to read the book. But there's lots of different combinations of
No
movement you can do there that are fine. So Saha rupees are like 11 or 12 seconds, right? So that's like a 250 entrance.
You're asking Josh, right? Because I have no idea.
um, that's like a fine entrance. It's
Don't
not
walk up far enough.
gonna be a problem.
This I learned and then forgot,
You figured
and
out
I
how to
haven't
do
gone
it
back and figured
there.
out how to do that right.
The poke dash.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh,
And yeah.
well, you can either just do
Figure
the
out what I'm
spin or
doing
you
wrong
can
there.
learn that, but I can try to explain it if you want. But
Oh no, I know what it is, and I know I just need to go look at it again.
okay.
So it's fine.
You're gonna be shocked to find that the way to make this easy is to just hold up left.
Yeah.
Aw.
You can just hold up left like the whole time.
You could actually hold up left
Well, until you're
you're
lined up
all
with
the way
the
over
torch, I
there
guess.
and bonk, and that's totally fine. I hold up left until I'm like somewhere around here and then pump a few times and then dash, but you can just hold up left until you're like maybe there and then walk up.
Shocker.
Trying to save the frames in this room. This room is like surprisingly hard to save frames in.
the split
I would
block
recommend just
emote.
taking it kind of easy, but whatever you want to do.
Follower emote. The temporary one.
So this is
Aw. It's
a
the
very
split
late dash
love
start.
emote.
I hold down out of this door instead
Follower
of
emote.
right. I
The temporary one.
think this is fine, but
Yeah, because we have to walk down anyway, right?
yeah.
No,
I
I
think
guess
that
it
may
doesn't
be
matter.
the first one that.
Because we're
gets
dashing down
everyone.
here.
On this one,
Yeah.
I hold down to stay on the grid, and then
I'm thinking of ADRMG where we want to walk all the way down to the pot.
oh, right. Yeah, no, it doesn't really matter that much if you do right or down. I try to stay on the grid in this room and then cancel on this.
Real
It doesn't
emote,
really matter.
actually.
You want to mash book here to annoy your viewers.
Yeah, I stopped doing that because Twin asked me not to.
That's fair. Oh, you want to carry this dash all the way past this statue, and then walk up and slash
Okay.
instead of doing this walk around. I don't know what the Alice strat is, but everything is fine in the torch key room. I hate cannonballs. This is one of my least favorite rooms in the game.
Oh,
But-
and this is like the worst cannonball
Yeah.
for me.
So your dash start, the earlier you start your dash, the more RNGs you win. You bonk the torch. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's totally fine. Damn, Twin. Got him. So if this is what's happening, you want to,
You want to stop and redash?
yeah. This one is actually not a very hard one. There are some where you actually have to stop such that you're between them vertically, or else like you don't have. But here I think you could have just stopped and redashed kind of anywhere and made it through. There's a couple where they're very close together and you have to stop, and it's a very tight vertical window. But I think you would have been fine here. But yeah, redash is the thing there, and you can use the menu to lamp to read that.
Where are you going?
I have no idea what that was.
I tried to cancel and redash, but I missed.
I was trying to stop so I wouldn't run into the cannonballs again.
Makes sense.
It didn't work so well.
Now we should be at 5 health. And we have 1.
Are we gonna get a heart in here?
Nope.
Hey, I've learned a bunch by watching Doom Tap as well.
We're gonna get probably the worst possible heart to get.
Test turn.
You can start that dash off the stairs
These are
higher,
very small
about 1
potatoes.
stair higher.
Potato Pete.
I love that you're not neutral dashing, by the way. A lot of people neutral dash,
Today the
and
day.
neutral dashes are awful.
Yeah, I think it was in your stream. I asked you a while back about neutral
Got it.
dashing versus just holding it.
It's
So I go for the
much
neutral
better.
dash like only when it matters.
Yeah.
And that's like I think the first spin speed that I got in a run.
Nice. So in this,
I haven't leapt off the cliff yet.
I actually never have outside of practice. This room you can just hold left. It looks like you actually do just hold left. And
Yeah,
so
I
there's
think so.
nothing wrong with turning down here, but if you've just held left, you're not at any risk. Okay, neutral dashes are bad for 2 different reasons. One of them is that you're literally... So by neutral dashing, I mean when you're walking into a room and the first thing you want to do in the room is dash, you should be holding a direction on your D-pad the whole time until your dash is going. The reason is that if you stand in place, you're not moving.
You
And
get 1 or 3 or 4 or 6.
right, and even in
Pixels.
places where you're literally just trying to get a first frame dash, like in that one long room and after picking up the arrow pot after cannonballs in desert, you still want to you still actually save a frame because you move before you start a dash. That's why dash buffers work, right? So you still get a free frame of movement even in places where you're just trying to dash. Holding a direction while you're dashing is also very good in a lot of places, but that one is a little bit more up to personal preference.
Except when you're by a pit.
I think that's the first time I've actually
just neutral
gotten
dash
that
right there.
in a run.
This is fine, but I would carry the dash all the way down and
I think
slash
that's the
left.
first time I've actually gotten that.
Oh, that one was because of stair drag.
But you
So
can't.
if you hold down out of the stairs, you're gonna get stair drag, right?
But that
but-
doesn't cost you anything. It just means you don't move down as fast as you would if there weren't stair drag.
Mm,
But like if your dash is late, you still want to be moving down.
like I didn't want to move left to cancel the stair drag and then dash down and nudge in the door.
Right. You just hold down
Or you
and,
just
and
hold
start a
down
dash.
and
Yeah.
okay.
One's a little counterintuitive. So 2 things about this room. You can start this dash a lot earlier than you think you can. And you carry this dash all the way down to here and slash left. You canceled it early and diagonaled left, and that's just like adding a little bit of walking instead of dashing. Not a big deal, but
Mhm.
rest of this looks fine.
Was all fine. I'm shocked.
Are we getting these hearts?
Yeah, remember the worst possible heart I mentioned?
Oh my god.
This is a problem.
Yeah, getting the hearts after. I think that entering this room with 1.5 hearts, you kind of have to either say,
Yeah, I should have just gotten them.
I'm getting the hearts and finishing the run, or if anything goes wrong, I'm resetting. I feel like splitting the difference here is, I don't know. I mean, do whatever you want. It's your life, but I don't
Yeah, no,
I don't like to critique people's attitude towards the game too much. But I
You
feel
were
like
probably
I would
looking
commit
at
to
the-
one or the other.
Yeah, you were probably watching the game and not my face. I was like, I don't know what to do here.
All the way in.
All right, so let's see how Land Mollusk goes. Okay, a little late on that shot on the first worm.
Shooting
Okay,
the wall.
right idea, but bad input.
I I thought he only had one left.
Yeah, they switched.
Yeah,
on
I
it.
thought that first worm was the one with only one hit left.
That
Oh,
one
it's
only
that
had
one.
left.
Yeah. So I understand getting them swapped the first time, but you definitely at that point need to realize which one is what. You need to like, because one of them had 1 damage on it and one of them had 3, and you had them wrong once, which makes sense because it's hard to track them. But like once you found out that you had them wrong, you need to like update in your brain which one is which. Because like you could have used the fact that that one didn't die from that one arrow, but then you shot only 1 arrow at it again on the next cycle, which I think was the bigger mistake. So like this one went under first, so this is the one that still needs, I think, 3, maybe only
Right.
2.
Shooting the wall.
Very reasonable to be wrong about which one this is now.
I thought he only had one left.
Then I should have been, okay, that one only needs 1, and this guy needs 3
Yeah,
still.
so you
or
should have
2,
just
or
slammed
whatever.
arrows into him.
That one only had
I'm also a big fan of overshooting in this fight. Wasting 1 arrow is a lot better than wasting a landmo cycle. Not everyone agrees with me on that point, but
no gold.
if I'm not very, very confident, I just
My gold is a 2 cycle.
smash arrows into them and expect to waste a couple.
I almost auto splitter. Pick up the
Yeah,
ball,
so
dude.
you lost. Oh, I love this. I love this strat.
Do the safe
Yeah,
dash.
it's a
lost-
good thing I didn't do cactus dash here.
Good.
We tried that for a while. I learned it, and I tried doing it for a while, and then I was like, this is not worth it.
Cactus dash is pretty silly. But yeah, so that desert, you know, a number of small
Did
things,
learn
the health issue, and then you sort of gave up a landmo cycle, which you shouldn't do. But I think most of your ideas in the landmo fight were actually fine. I'm glad Josh agrees with me. Good read on that guy.
Yeah, I actually read it for once, and then totally freaked out about what I was doing
Okay,
next.
Didn't screw that up.
Fine,
Oh my god.
Didn't screw that up.
fine.
For anybody watching along, I'm pretty sure this is a gold Hera.
Not disastrously, at least.
Well,
That
spoilers.
would've been nice, but since we can't save and quit in this category.
But yes, gold with a missed whirlpool.
So I look at this cave entrance time and I want a 58 or 59. So you had lost about 5 seconds by the time you got to the cave. Just to give you an idea of how costly that bad swim was.
Yeah,
Although maybe doing a
Dude,
save
that's,
and quit and
like,
then running
good
back
things to
down
know.
South Shore where you died.
but way too much for my rando brain to remember.
I would have reset.
You're busy
probably.
thinking through ways that
Dude,
items could be on pedestal.
South
I guess
Shore
you were
Yeah.
just
where
not
you
counting
died.
here
Is it
because
okay?
you weren't holding the D-pad out of the
I
text.
don't know. I would have.
Yeah, I was talking. Why would you do that?
Dude, know how many text boxes there are?
No talk, only play.
3 here. Last one. Yeah, for tournaments, I've seen that they do that.
Oh, I was talking about the whirlpool, and
Oh,
if we
yeah.
had gotten hit,
Right.
that it would have ended the run.
So I don't know this. I'm not that good at dealing with these dead rocks. I think that, I mean, obviously what you did was fine. It did work out. This is actually great. But I think that I would want to slash right here instead of poking down.
Yeah, for tournaments, I've seen that.
Like, I'm worried that you're going to hit him downwards
Yeah.
into the middle of the path. Maybe, I don't know.
That.
I'm not really sure. I don't feel confident with my handling of dead rocks.
That may have been
I
a
wanna
tried to
save it
slash, but
there.
didn't get the right input. Actually.
That's also totally
Start
true,
at
yeah.
Link's house. I don't know if
Good,
you had to, like,
good awareness of
actually
the
run and
boulder
do the
there.
fake flipper if you could just run to Sanctuary.
All right, I don't know if you did this on purpose, but I want to talk about it just as a PSA.
Oh, leaving
I don't know
space
if you had to,
between
like,
Link and the
actually
wall
run and
there.
do the fake flipper if you could just
Yeah,
run to
so a lot of
Sanctuary.
people reasonably just hold up left starting like somewhere in here. I deliberately carry this dash at least one time, like around a tile,
Oh.
and then switch to up left.
I thought you were about to tell me to hold the diagonal,
No,
because I didn't.
because I want this diagonal to
You want to
take me
hit the
onto
bottom
the
of the
stairs.
stairs. Yeah.
I hate doing this left up at the end.
And then like wiggling to get onto the stairs.
Yeah, I hate that and I'm bad at it. So I try to hold this one a little and then try to just hit this. And even if I'm off by a little, I find it easier to adjust than doing this long walk. I don't know how useful that is for other people. I don't see anyone else do it really, but I've found it much better. Oh, this is no good. Don't do this.
Just run to.
Yeah, you want to go down.
So once you turn right here, which is good, you tap right and then you switch to upright and you'll always hit this pancake. And then, no. And then as soon as you do, you hold down right. You run all
Switch
the
to
way along
down right
here.
there instead of right like I did.
Yeah. And then you hit this instead of having to worry about this cliff and having to adjust, and it just makes the movement a million times easier.
Yeah.
Because now you're not going to want to adjust down here, because if you hit for one frame too many, you die. So you're
Right.
going to nudge on this forever instead, and you're going to be sad. Oh, you actually go all the long way around.
Or
Okay.
go over it.
Yeah, and then once you get here, you want to hold upright until whatever. Yeah, okay, you know that part. Cool.
But yeah, people just reset. We should check the map.
It looks like you know where that quick warp is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
That's
It's
one of
like
the last ones I learned.
one light
Okay.
pixel row of the pattern over there.
Key dummy.
Maybe.
Probably for at
Maybe.
least one of those.
I don't know. I use a Q with the cliff and the bunny.
Oh, yeah, that's not what I'm looking at. But yeah, I used the pause buffer there to try and hit it,
One of
and
the
then I
hard room
overshot.
strats that I haven't
Yeah.
really learned. I've just like YOLO'd it by watching people is the boom dash here.
I assume we don't need to talk about this. Oh, you're a down
Sorry if you hear
rider,
my
huh?
dogs in the background.
Now we go upstairs.
I bet you do this beetle room better than I have in any of the last.
Not this
runs.
time.
Oh.
Usually, yes. They're just all disasters.
So
We're
your
just
movement
holding
at
the
the
rail for no reason.
beginning was scuffed, which made the rest of it a lot worse. You want to tap right to cancel stair drag, and then switch to
down right.
diagonal.
Yeah.
And you walk right and then straight down, and then you adjust. If you just hold the
I don't know what
diagonal
happened
until you're
there.
like lined up with the, I sort of look at the line between the octagonal tiles, and line Link's body up, sort of middled on, like centered on that line. So like you're about 8 pixels to the left of where you want to be, maybe a little more, and then you get where you want to be, and then you don't get your clean left input.
Looks like my input display is a few frames delayed.
Probably, yeah, makes sense. But anyway, I think you know what went wrong here,
Come on, dude.
and like the recovery could have been a lot worse.
How many rooms are in this game?
Yeah, we're not dead. I'm pretty sure I've died there before.
Many.
That's kind of impressive.
Like
Yeah, look, my
knowing
PB died
all
there.
the
Wow.
Optimal strats, and then
Or
knowing
my
how to
2 times
adjust
ago
each
PB.
one
I don't
Right.
know.
for bad RNG, like it's such a giant knowledge test. It's ridiculous.
You want to dash down here. It's not a big deal, but you can save. It's long enough to be worth dashing.
I usually do. I don't know what happened there.
Okay. That obviously wasn't actually a good dash, but whatever. You got thrown off.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do about that RNG.
If you ever struggle with bumper skip, I use the menu here, the menu to bow. I use it to line up bumper skip. You can try that if it's something that you
You don't
messes
early
up.
bomb
As long
jump?
as we don't screw up on
Well,
the
I'm starting to
bottom
early
end,
bomb
we're
jump now,
still
so I
good.
can't bumper skip anymore.
Oh, frick. So the
North
real
quick out,
strat
hell
is to
yeah.
never use the menu for bumper skip,
I mean,
right?
maybe.
Then you don't have to lose it when you drop or when you move the menu.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can't believe that that spin worked.
Yeah, these last 2 hits I don't like. The first 4 were good, but these last 2, I think you got really lucky. This one, I would have my sword out and be looking for an opportunity to dash in here from probably a pit dash, like lined up with the pit. He gets out of your way and lets you do it. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, so I would have my sword out here already and be waiting in like around this area. But then he just goes straight down and lets you do it. Here, sword out is good, but you want to be down here because one of the things that Moldorm does is charge at you, and you want him to charge out into the open. And so if you're here when he starts to do that, he's going to charge.
He's going to hit the pit.
Yeah. Josh is saying the strat is good though. It's not something I've ever messed with. Maybe it is good, and I'm leading you astray.
More than fun.
But I would not have done it this way.
Nice.
It worked out though.
Nice.
So you can hold down left. You don't have to stop moving at all. You can hold down left from here until you actually get spin speed if you get an early enough slash and time the release well.
Okay.
You don't have to go for that if you want to make it a little easier for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know why. I maybe was thinking of the desert spin speed.
Yeah. You definitely have to delay on that one.
Nice.
But also, you really don't want to come off these stairs with straight down. You definitely want it to be diagonal because what you're doing here is
you want to hit the cliff.
right. Your diagonal will take longer to hit the cliff, and so you can be less paranoid.
Yeah, we have 8 arrows, so we don't.
You have probably been told incorrectly that you have to come off stairs cardinally to activate super speed. That's not actually what it is. What you have to do is touch the stairs to get super speed activated. You have to come off of stairs, and you can't cancel stair lag. Canceling stair drag, sorry, is the thing. It kills super speed.
Okay.
It's not that the cardinal exit gives you super speed. It's that tapping left or right at the bottom of the stairs kills the super speed. So you can, if you are just already holding down left from like the middle of the stairs, if you come off the stairs with the diagonal, you'll get super speed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Overworld has 9F. What does that mean?
Yeah, we canceled that dash way too early.
Yeah, that's fine.
9F? 9 floors?
Better than bonking. But
yeah, you can do different movement here if you're not going to do tree rupees, but it doesn't matter. That's definitely a bonk. Yeah, you realize that.
I was gonna bonk. I had to stop.
I like canceling this. I'm actually bad at remembering, but I think it's good to cancel this with up left. It gives you an extra frame worth of non-bonk frames.
okay.
You're going to be on the grid here because you're going to nudge on either this or this.
Nice
99 times out of
derpy face
100.
there on the pause.
There you go. So you're going to be on the grid, which means that it's like clean dash, 4 pixel nudge, 4 pixel nudge, bonk, bonk. If you cancel up with an up left, I'm explaining this here in a lot of detail, and it's a general principle. This is just the first place I've thought to talk about it. If you cancel with up left, instead of having 3 possible frames of your dash that will work, you get an extra one because you'll get a longer nudge on one of them. So it's like a 4 frame window instead of a 3 frame window to get a dash that doesn't bonk there. There's a lot of places like that, like right here, for example.
159. 9F in
Strategically getting off of the grid is good. A lot of places.
I know I did this strict screen wrong.
Okay, you want to go to the right and
Go right and then dash all the way up, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
108
Y'all
without the
can
spin
translate
speed
that just off
on
the
Hera
top of our
exit
heads,
is
easy.
fine. Pretty solid.
But how many of those screens do we look at? Not that many. You mean that's how many exist? Or that's how many are in the run?
Here I'm talking again, and I'm totally gonna miss when this cutscene ends.
Are we dropping a bomb?
No, I don't think so.
No, just standing
Just standing there.
Not knowing when the
I don't know if it
cutscene
was on
ends.
purpose, but overshooting and nudging off of the railing up there is actually good. Saves a
Oh, this
couple
is when
frames.
Twin came and asked you how many screens were in the game.
That's a deceptive bonk.
Dude. Where are you dashing?
Yeah,
have
I
no
don't know why I dashed there.
I don't know what the correct movement is without tree rupees.
Okay, we just got all the time saved.
That's
I
probably
usually
fine.
do the tree rupee
We'll
dash down to the
accidentally
tree.
sub-9.
So here you want to kill this guy every time.
Dashing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we just got all the time saved. We
So
gotta get
hold
it away
hold down
somehow.
right here until you're. Well, I look
Far
at
enough
Link's
to kill
ear
him.
and
Yeah.
this thing, but whatever queue you find, so you're gonna dash through. There's like a very small chance that he,
Because he can turn left and knock you out of the dash.
Or we'll accidentally sub-9.
and so it's better to just lose 4 frames every time instead of losing 90 frames once in a while. I hate this
That's
dash
not
for this
how you do
reason.
this,
It's a
Spleebie.
disaster if you bonk. Two things. If you leave this screen as far right as possible, which happens when you're lined up with this bush.
Yeah.
So I
that's
try
what
to stay on the grid and do
usually
it.
do.
Yeah. If you're that far right, you can hold down right and you will always like make it into this gap and get down
Oh.
here.
You just
If-
walk it.
Yeah. If you're not and you still want to walk it, you have to walk and then like actually do a step down before resuming diagonaling. Otherwise you'll sometimes slide
Above
on
the
this tree. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a subpixel thing, but your subpixels are always correct if you
That's
enter
not
at that
how
time,
you do this,
at that
Spleebie
spot.
there.
That's fine though. You only lost time instead of also losing beams and costing yourself even more time, so that was good handling of it. That's another spot where I deliberately, that dash up in the courtyard there, I deliberately got off the grid with a upright cancel. This is not the strat. There's 2 strats you can do in this room. This is not either of them.
Crap.
So the easy strat is hold left until you're
And then
past this
dash up,
torch,
yeah.
dash up, dash left. The hard strat is you have to dash above the torch.
Okay.
So you would dash up here and then go under there. But then you have to guard RNG and stuff. Saves like 15 or 20 frames, I think.
So if you're gonna just dash up, you want to get the dash out the door.
I just would recommend doing the easy strat, honestly, but if you want to do the fast one, at least do it right, I guess.
Over 500. That's a lot.
Nice. You could have released that spin a little earlier, but good. Good to play it safe,
I was
actually.
happy I just got it.
Yeah. Pushing that room
And
too
with that
hard is a good
chest.
way
Those
to
2 rooms
lose your
correctly,
mind.
and I haven't done that in forever. The room is
So you
saved.
want to do this just slightly differently.
Okay, we did those 2 rooms correctly, and I haven't done that in forever.
You want to walk until like just off of the red carpet, like around here, and then do a diagonal. You walk a little bit too far. If you get exactly, there's like a very small range where you never get got by this guy down here, and the more off your movement is, the more likely you are to get got. It's never very likely, so it's not a huge deal, but you can make it a little bit safer.
The run is saved.
This is the worst room in the game. I don't do this dash down. I do almost no dashes in here.
Holding the wall. Chester.
Nice checks. Ugh, chest
Checks
turn.
turn.
Checks turn.
How do I get hit by that bat?
So the way
I
I
don't
do
know what
this
I should
room,
do about that bat right there.
I don't really either.
The run is saved.
I walk down here. This dash does save time, but I'm not good enough at canceling it to save time with it. Then you have to dash here to kill this bat, obviously.
Right.
I cancel this with up left and hold it until I'm here, and then switch to down left.
Hey, that's what I did. Oh, except I held left. And then held the rail.
You go for the dash. I just walk it out. The dashes save like 5 frames each. It's not worth it to me.
Chester.
I don't think you can save time with a dash over good pumping there. So here, this bat is actually not a problem. You actually probably just want to walk into the bat. Either it'll get out of your way, or
The
it
run is
will.
saved.
Hit you for
Um,
less than half a heart of damage.
Right, you get to keep beams and move through the guard
Holding the wall.
without worrying about getting a bad frame roll and getting poked.
And slashing him would be worse because of beams.
Yeah, so I just
Hit
walk
by that bat.
down there. I don't say every room is the worst room. I only say that one's the worst room. There's a lot of bad rooms, but only a couple that are contenders for worst. You want to stay off. You want to get off the wall here. I hold up left until I'm like near the pit. Just up left until you're like on the edge of the catwalk. If you stay on the right, there's one RNG where the guard will see you. His beams go like to there, but not to there, right?
What?
You know how search beams work?
Yeah.
Yeah, so his search beams will like...
I guess because we're spending time moving left instead of up.
Yeah.
Is why he would miss us.
I'm not sure exactly why it works, but it does work. So he doesn't see you if you're over here, and there's one RNG where he'll see you if you're here and then aggro and then get in your way. There's a bunch of RNGs on the screen. This is a pretty complicated screen. I think that just doing it like this is totally fine. That was good.
This room is not good.
Oh, we don't know the beam strat. That's legit. And that's fine. Basically, you mistimed one Y input. In this room, if you're not using a boom or beam or anything, just hold left out of the door. You don't need to move up at all to tank.
Oh.
All right, I'm actually going to swap over to my SNES and do this room a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
So... First of all, you can just hold left to tank. Second of all, you want to kind of wait somewhere around here to bait the top guy. And then once he's like sort of moving at you, then you go down to where you're gonna, to where, like around here where you're gonna actually release the spin. So you get the double spin on him. It's a very tough room. Takes a lot of practice. But you want to watch this top guy and make sure he's coming at you before you move too far down so that he like stays up here enough that you can double spin him. Yeah. Again, really tough room. This is an incredibly tough segment in general. But that's sort of what you're looking to do in there. Right, of course.
Yeah, I got the RNG and freaked out.
It's hard to have the awareness, but at this point, you want to grab this pot and throw it at him because you want to grab that pot anyway. Just grab that, finish him off, and then grab the key and finish. But you're probably going to have to fail this room and lose your mind flailing a bunch of times before you start to
remember.
Yeah.
I even got the good RNG for the pot circle room, but that room sucks.
Oh, I wouldn't dash there. I would always walk that room out unless you want to learn the real dash out strat, but that requires pretty clean statue push.
Sorry.
Okay.
I can go over it real quick if you want, but
no, it's all right.
I would basically just not worry about the dash. There's almost no RNGs where it actually works out.
There you go.
You got one, but it's not worth it trying, I don't think. Anyway, we got 7 blue balls. I assume we don't need to talk about this.
Yeah, hit him towards the middle, except when he's about to lightning to the top. Which requires, counting and paying attention and all that. I'm pretty sure I didn't do it right.
So here, you can spin speed much earlier. So just hold down. Don't switch to diagonal until you spin speed. Basically, the second your feet touch the stairs, you can spin speed. You can take it a stair or two if you're worried about the timing. And then you get all the super speed diagonal movement. So you got a bunch of slow movement nudging against the edge. I would recommend lining up against these statues before finishing your rightward movement. You're almost always going to overshoot them coming off the stairs, but if this guy goes straight up, you have to either react or already be lined up at the top, and reacting is hard. Oh, you do move up. You just do it a little
I
later.
don't think this is gonna sub 30. Like no chance. Could still PB.
This all looks like the right ideas. You can tighten up the movement a little bit, but
Yeah, dashing a little too far in
yeah,
a bunch of
but
places.
no big deal. Here, you want to stay on the left to get a longer dash. It's not a big deal if you like.
Oh yeah.
If this is like a deliberate choice where you're like nudging against that, or you just really like taking it easy, it's not enough to matter, but you can get a longer dash.
No, yeah, it's this and like Sea House. Like I've heard, maximize your dashes, but it's like I don't realize that that's a place where I could be doing that
Right.
Shooter
until
key,
like I was
placement key,
going through FMG and
key.
they got to Sea House and I was like, oh,
In
so I'm just doing that wrong by diagonaling a lot far.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because diagonals are the fastest walking movement, but you want to do cardinals into dashes in most places. It's a little takes some getting used to.
Basement key.
Your pods are very good for your level. That's not the way to do that, though. Are you aware
Oops.
that this is wrong and you messed up, or should I talk about
No,
it?
I
Okay.
thought that was right.
So you never want to beam this guy upwards. I don't really know why, but it just doesn't work most of the time. Luckily, beams are like deranged in size. They're huge. They're the size of mountains. So you can
Right.
just like, if you cut the diagonal like somewhere around here and then beam like around here, your beam is going to hit him, I think, from right here. Beams are fucking big. And then if it's going to the right, it'll never miss him. If it's going up, sometimes it just like passes right over him. It worked out fine there, but.
We did it.
Okay.
And if you have to beam him, either do what you did there and don't quick hop,
And don't forget the big key.
or do an extra slash and then quick hop. Nice. That was a good screen. That's a tough screen. I see most people do it a lot worse than that. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, your pod
Yeah.
is, again, I think probably your best split.
I had to sit down and work on that one a bunch.
Yeah.
Hammer.
I like that you're actually saying which place you're going every time you mirror out. Probably helps.
Oh,
Seven
yeah.
Hearts and Master Sword. This is gonna be like
Otherwise, I
top
forget.
almost
Like I'll skip the key, especially with doing AD RMG, like kind of at the same
Right,
time.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I've tried to go to the back without the big key. I've tried to like go to the boss without the hammer. And, like,
Yeah.
everything.
Nice.
Yeah,
My-
this was one of my better hammer ups.
Yeah, that was really good. My pod gold, I don't remember exactly. I got a 620
Touchdown,
flat
I probably
around
should've practiced
129
for sure.
or 130, which stood until like low 127 or something.
Oh, Help Us Star King calls the not blue balls yellow. I thought they were more of an orange.
I forgot that you were hearing what I was saying on the thing because I'm not hearing it.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't watching that closely.
More of an orange.
There's a couple different things you can do here. Okay, so if you're going to do this, which I actually recommend, this is what I do. I think this dash up is worth it. I recommend lining up here roughly and using the pause to read if you're lined up for the shot or not.
Mm.
And then most of the time you are, because it's a huge
Where
window.
did I pause? I don't even.
You just pause like right here, just in the mid, just not really doing anything.
Oh, I was using the pause to try and not bonk the chest, I think.
So using pauses to not bonk is
I thought they were more of an
total
orange.
nonsense in my opinion. If you can cancel a dash with start, you can cancel it with right. And you had
Yeah.
already canceled the dash anyway. I don't think canceling dashes with pauses helps. It only helps if you're willing to actually keep a dash that you paused early on out of the menu, and I can't countenance that. That's a really good statue push.
Good
Thanks.
statue.
Yeah, this room is hard. You don't need any arrows.
No.
You only need one
Yeah,
arrow
I
here.
panicked though.
Okay.
I was just scared because I was on 2 arrows.
Yeah, it's fine to leave pod with 0 arrows. You'd rather not, but it's
Yeah,
not
my
a big
arrow
deal.
route doc says 3 coming out.
Not
of
like AD RMG
pod,
where I need like
so
at least
fine.
7 still at this point
Yeah, because you have to do the fake flippers.
for
right?
early hook.
Yeah. Love the walk here. Dash is totally not worth it. Oh, do you know that that's a thing? You can hammer earlier there.
Probably not.
So you can hammer like not quite this early, but pretty early and still flip him. Your
Okay.
hammer is going to nudge you backwards a little bit because you like clink off of him and whatever. So just a little
okay.
bit of unnecessary. See how you sort of get
Yeah,
stopped
I
and pushed back.
pushed him back. But if you hit the ground, then it doesn't do that.
Very good turtle room.
Good turtles.
Really, 20 frames? Jesus.
The
I would have
turtle
guessed
clink
10.
is 20 frames.
I would have guessed 10. The dash up here is worth it
Y'all
if you can
remember,
not get yourself
yeah.
killed.
If you can not run into the turtles,
Yeah.
P-dash lineups.
which I
But
can't.
it's like 10 frames. But up to you. Okay, so that was a good fight. You didn't handle the fireballs very well, but the rest of it was really good. So you know now that fireballs are coming, and you cross him over. I'm not sure why you're crossing up. I'm sorry, I'm using a fighting game term. I'm not sure why you're going to the right here. Do you know?
Nope.
Okay. Because you don't want to. You're just wasting movement. And it's not like... There's actually less room on the right. So you would just want to be going up and staying where you are. And so then these come out. And so you know that they go clockwise, right?
Yeah, after the first one.
You know where the safe places are to stand?
Like
Okay, so the safe places to stand are if you draw...
between them? Not really between them, but like draw a box, yeah.
If you draw this box, the corners and this middle here are safe. If you're in this middle, you're truly safe and you can just stand still. If you're in one of these corners, you have enough time to react to the diagonal to not get in trouble. But
No
you
worries.
can't just stand still. Look, it's very difficult. I'm not saying that you can like just... This information is not going to save your life overnight, but you can do this. This fight is very
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on this one. I mean, I do this on 4 hearts with fighter sword
Yeah.
in 80 RMG, so
That explains why you're good at it. But so in this case, I would want to be... Well, you're already on the right, so you want to be here, I think. But he's moving left, so if you had been on the left, you would have wanted to be here, and you would have gotten luckier. From here, you know that... So I think from here, what you do
I was
is
going
you...
for that safe spot, I think, but then
Yeah, and so you
I
got
don't know
this
what
one.
to do when I get the diagonal one here.
From here, you just walk right, I think. You can try to thread the needle, like up here somewhere, but I think you just walk right. You'll dodge this. This one will go wide, and you can start walking back into the fray. You can also just tank a hit, but it's hard to tank a hit in a way that's productive here. You're like, if you get a deboost towards him, that's great, but you're probably just going to get deboosted into hell, and it's going to be worse.
Right. I was feeling pretty safe, I think, what Mom was saying here.
P-dash lineups
Yeah.
for that.
And I think that
Because,
tanking hits to get
on
damage in
hearts instead
is...
of 4.
Right. Yeah, and taking hits to get damage in is really good. So we get hit
this
here.
is the one where I got hit.
Yeah. And so at this point, there's nothing really left to worry about. You couldn't get hit by this if you were trying. So you can just like, well, you probably could, but you can just like start walking left and going for hits. This is going to go way out here, way out here. There's tons of room to get hits in, but you run away again. See, you start moving down here. And there's no reason to
Because
do
I was
that.
worried about him charging, I think. But
That's fair. You have plenty of time to hit him and get pushed
Yeah.
down. This is not a disaster. This is a sort of a nitpick, but overall it was a good fight, but you could have handled that part a little better.
the
phase two
spin speed
really
is so nice for this.
Easy balls.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
It to
And then, to top off the 621 gold that we were all impressed with, we actually re-gold here, I believe.
possible.
Oh, we were impressed with 621.
So much
Yeah.
work.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Okay, it's gold.
Yeah, -3 almost.
Yeah, 618. This is all very, very slightly slappy. You're canceling with a diagonal. You just want to cancel up and dash. It's fine if you're worried about nudging or whatever, but maximize your dashes. Here, cancel down left. You can, or actually, sorry, you just want to cancel down. But you can move down left earlier here. You're like trying to
Like
time
once
it to
you're in
hit
the
this
hedge.
gap,
Yeah.
but you can just go down left. And then here again, you can start walking up, actually like several pixels before this to get a slightly longer dash. Not a big deal, but just slight things to clean up.
I guess the other option was wait 15 more seconds.
This is fine. Doomtap has a big thing about staying on the grid there that I'm not convinced by. Oh, was this a mistake, or do we not know about nudging the tree?
No, I recently learned that nudging the tree is helpful there.
Okay.
So I've never done it.
All right, help it. Okay. Well, you know the thing then. It
Yeah,
gets
I'll
you
have to try
easier
it.
to dodge bat movement or bird movement. You didn't go quite low enough here to actually nudge, which is the idea. You want to nudge a tiny bit, but not a big deal.
Barely not a problem.
You don't want to cut those bushes. You actually don't
Yeah.
even want to nudge against them. But nudging is fine. Then what you want to do is walk so you're not quite nudging the bushes, and then hold up left on the beginning of this screen. This is where you actually line up against this.
Mhm.
And the point of that is just to not nudge on this bush.
Yeah, that was the same as Light World, right?
Basically, yeah.
Or we want to hold up left there.
You enter the screen differently, so you have to do the adjustment at the beginning, but other than that, it's the same. Good talk. Do we do the quick warp here?
We try to.
Good stumpy talk.
Oh, you do the setup. I don't know the setup. Oh, looks like you
We
got
did
it,
the
though.
quick warp
This is the second pixel.
and first try dig. I swear.
First try.
First try. Forgot to turn around. I needed to move left and then turn around.
If you leave the screen very far to the left and this guy's walking up, you want to carry this dash a little lower and cut down this bush. Otherwise, occasionally you'll lose a frame rule and get owned.
Okay. You just
you-
cut that bush and then go the same way? Like you
Yeah.
don't want to move down and dash from that bush?
Right.
Gotcha.
Whee.
I gotta rewatch that. I think I was fine, but I wasn't looking at the right stuff. You probably want to walk up a little bit further. You know about the flower queue?
Yeah.
So you're gonna cut it like here, and you really want to be actually on the flower. I don't know how much of a big deal it is. It certainly doesn't get you in trouble this time, but
Well, I thought we just had to be like anywhere left of it.
maybe that's right. Maybe I just play it too cautious myself. I haven't looked into it closely in a while.
Why did I flute dash that?
Do we know the good strat here?
I don't know. Is this it?
Yeah. Yep. Well,
Except we
Not
get
that part.
stuck. Yeah.
Stuck on the witch.
do you know you can just hold Y?
No.
Yeah. You just hold Y out of the menu to mushroom, and then as soon as you're next to her, she'll accept it. And
The
next to her
problem with
and
getting a
not
sub
blinking,
90
she'll
is,
accept it.
Nice.
we have to drop all the safeties after that. I guess I'll probably keep mushroom.
Too far left.
So if you're too far left here,
Um,
the
we have to
strat,
drop
there's a
all the
strat,
safeties
which
after
I'll
that.
Ooh, yeah, that's good to know. Like
Yeah.
I know you're supposed to be lined up on the pink strip or whatever,
Yep.
but
So you're
I
not.
guess I'll probably
So you know you're gonna hit him. So you want to cancel your dash really low. So this part of there's like actually no collision on this little outcropping. So you want to dash like here. So what's gonna happen if you get it right is you'll poke him out of the way and then dash way under him and get to ignore him.
keep mushroom. Imagine doing this screen the right way.
bush, but
Pretty good.
it was fine.
So we'll drop
Plenty good
power
enough.
and
Saves a million years. The strat going around the tree is so slow.
and it'll be scary.
Pretty sure I bonked that tree in my early runs because I was low on hearts by then.
Oh yeah, I used to do that sometimes.
Yeah, so Swartz,
Alright,
my
I think
goal
after
is
Thieves
to
Town,
get
I'm gonna take a short break before finishing, if that sounds good to
sub-90
you.
without
Okay,
dropping
yeah.
powder or Saha rupees.
So we estimated that it was a 36 seconds for powder, is that right?
Yeah, I timed it and it was from first after activating it and hitting the flute to call the duck or whatever and to landing was 36 seconds.
Okay. So we want like a 3:36 or faster time here to have the equivalent of a good Thieves Town entrance. So you lost about 2 seconds on a good
I've had
Thieves Town
multiple
entrance, which
people
is
tell
not a
me
huge
it's
deal.
doable,
But
so
if you're gonna
we'll
keep
do it.
powder, that's I guess something you could keep in mind. 336 as a goal for that split.
Yeah, I probably won't remember.
It's easier to remember when it's just 3 flat, the round
Yeah.
numbers.
Hey, we remembered to go straight down. It's a tough one.
Well,
This
we'll be
is an
dropping powder soon enough, I guess.
outrageous number of chest turns. I'm not even pointing them all out anymore.
I'm even confident that I could do it. Like,
You could probably save like 2 seconds from not like taking the
just have to
time to
not
line up
screw up.
chest turns. Okay.
I'm even
Well, the number will be different for you, Twin, because you get
confident that I
everything here,
could
if I
do it,
remember
like-
correctly. So this fire snake is still here, which means you want to walk up
Yeah, I
a
should've
couple
moved up.
steps. Yeah.
we just have to not screw up.
I don't like that dash. I don't usually go for it.
That's fine too.
Only
To
if
the
we
right.
screw up.
So this room is really weird. I'm going to talk about it. You might know most of this stuff. It is a lag reduction thing, yeah. This is a bastard door. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So you actually do want to snap out of this door, but you want to nudge like a motherfucker on this block, because otherwise if he just charges at you, you won't have your dash out in time.
Okay.
So you want to do a combination of a clean snap out and like getting your dash started earlier is better than getting a clean dash.
Do I do this room badly? Have we watched it yet?
No, that was fine.
I didn't nudge it.
I really recommend just nudging it, but maybe you can always beat him without nudging.
Yeah, I usually
That was a nice
don't
helmet.
have trouble with it, but
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's easy to do it well enough to almost never have trouble, but getting the last 5% is tricky. That was good handling that Hellway. Neutral dashing.
To wait a little bit to start dashing on this screen, these two screens,
mine there.
for some reason.
In this There's 5 RNGs on this guy. You can just hold down and dash out on 3 of them. And on the other 2, you just like cut this diagonal a little early. But I don't think that you have to read it a little bit more maybe, but I think what you're doing, you're still going to have to read it about the same amount. You can just get slightly cleaner movement.
Okay.
Because on the, you got one of the RNGs where you basically just wasted some dash movement. Plenty of bombs. You want to have 6 bombs. If you have less than 6 bombs here, you get that bomb. That's not like a hard and fast rule, but that's what I go by.
I don't know why I walked so far left there.
It's fine.
That's good to know about the toilet bomb, because I was under the impression that I pretty much never get that bomb.
Yeah, you shouldn't need to, but once you if you stop getting Saha bombs, eventually you'll mess stuff up and need that to refuel. You want to pick up the chest first to get, instead of doing cardinal, you can do diagonal.
Yeah.
Please take me outside. The ultimate delaying tactic by Blind.
Neutral dashing for no reason there.
Definitely fell for it as a kid, too.
We beat the tiles.
Yeah, that's what I watch for.
I remember when I was starting out, I was like, how the fuck do people ever beat the tiles? At some point, you just almost always get them. This is totally fine. If you want to do the dash here, you can save like 15 frames. I didn't start doing it for a really long time.
Yeah, I bonked the pot when I tried to dash there.
Yeah.
Got him.
Or the wall.
Here, you actually want to do dash here. Optimally, you want to hold up out of the door to stay on the grid and get a perfect dash out. But if you're not timing it well enough to not grab the wall, you can just hold right and dash. But this walk is longer than it looks. That's a silly thing to say, but it's definitely faster to dash. Hey, coin. Okay, this looks fine. It's not how I do it, but it looks like it's going good.
Until there.
Right. Do you need me to talk about this, or do you know what you're doing and it just went wrong?
Yeah, it just went bad here.
All right, cool. I'm gonna take just a couple minutes to like get a drink and use the bathroom, and then get back to it. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right. You can entertain our guests.
Oh.
Or not. I don't care. I'm just joking.
What's up, Fox's chat? What day is it even? Friday? How is everyone? Ooh, can we entertain you by chewing on some sour gummy worms? Fox is taking a break. Grab a drink and whatever. What are you watching?
Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, who's playing? Just opened up Twitch and went to Breath of the Wild and clicked on one of them. Sounds good. Yeah, I opened a notepad in case, but I have not typed anything in it yet. MU2. Notes just say diagonal. Yeah, pretty much. Very close. Yeah, it was 7 blue balls. It ends at a 130.22. So like I already know that I can sub 130 with everything that I'm doing, as long as I don't get terrible blue balls and don't screw up anything. But asked Fox if he could review it, mostly to see what I'm doing after. And to try and get rid of some rando crappy stuff that I still do.
Are you guys getting an echo on Spleebie's talking? I just realized I think that his voice might be coming through
Uh-oh.
2 channels. Hey, me too. Hey, Bitey.
No, it's paused.
Thanks for the resub, Bitey. Let's go. All right, did we discover anything in my absence? I discovered that I got the cat's food out, but then I left it on a counter he couldn't reach, and so I hadn't actually fed him.
Oh no.
Okay, cool.
Holy gold. How was that a gold?
That's good. Oh, you do the slash and dash.
That was
Nice.
terrible.
I didn't pick that up.
Slash and dash. That's a nice name for it.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up for the longest time. I just did a dumb, slow walk. Took me a long time to get the hang of it.
Yeah, that's where, like, playing rando, I would take
Gold rush
damage,
is
like,
the
all the
new
time.
ladder,
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
don't watch the screen.
Top pot!
Oh my god.
This is why
get
we
the
don't do
frog.
top rock.
Yeah.
I
I think
mean,
I say something about pausing there to figure out when to talk to him.
I've thought about doing that, but I've never pulled the trigger. Oh, we do
It's
blind
here
spot.
after the
Thanks,
pause.
guys.
I'm like, oh, I should use
I
the
should
pause
do the
better.
menu there for the frog talk. Because it's
Um, a lot of rando players just do old smiths. It's cool to see that you actually do blank smiths.
Go out, we go back in.
Because the old smith strat is better
Go
for
scroll
rando
the
usually.
screen, or transition the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, because you want to get purple chests and whatever.
Screen
Yeah.
scrolling's a different thing.
I do that in rando. I sometimes do blank strats in rando. And I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, I want the purple chest. What am I doing?
I've definitely done that. All right, buddy. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you have a good night.
Snare's good.
And I said something there. Like, I don't know if dashing out of the hut there is worth it.
It saves
Or
about
does
10
anything?
frames.
Okay.
Talk to the
It's
man,
not a big deal.
dwarf.
Dashes that save
Whatever.
5 to 10 frames
Maybe it's
and
a
have
man
any
dwarf.
drawbacks, like they're hard or you just like don't like them aesthetically, I think are very skippable. You can just take them or leave them at your leisure.
Big time save coming up right
And
here.
that's one of those.
Cool.
Got it.
Nice fence dash. Don't let Bitey see. Hopefully he's already asleep. Oh no.
And we missed the chest.
Yeah, so it looks like you have learned Sea House. You were talking about it earlier, but this went well.
Yeah, I used to diagonal until I was like all the way around the corner and then dash.
Right. Yeah, I see that a lot. Okay, so we don't understand this screen.
Nope. I know that I have to do something different because the guy's going right, but
That's not quite the cute. So we walk here. If this
oh,
guy
it's if
is,
he stops and throws on the left side of it.
it's this junction.
So he
he's-
was fine. I could have just dashed.
This is fine, yeah. And unfortunately, this loses to this RNG, right? If you just go here and dash, this guy gets you if he throws from here.
Mhm.
What you did loses to other RNGs. It's not like a safe strat that you can just always do.
Yeah.
I don't think there is one. If there is, I don't
No,
know
I
that.
was reacting to the bad RNG that I didn't get.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like I usually just walk right and then dash turn up.
Cool. So you did the right thing for the RNG, but you read it wrong because he took an extra step.
Yeah. Didn't
Not a
get
big deal.
hit.
Finally managed to do that bad RNG right for once. And I remember to
Nice.
not dash to the left there.
Yeah, we're canceling that dash with up.
Yeah. Love it.
Finally managed to do that bad RNG right for once.
So I
I
actually do
managed
this.
to not dash left here.
And
I actually do this wrong also, but you're carrying this diagonal really far. I'm pretty sure as soon as you're lined up with this, you're fine to dash up and you'll
Now
build the
we're
rope up.
supposed to not diagonal? Come on.
Well, you cancel with the diagonal, but you're walking a long way before the dash.
Yeah,
is what
I
I
get
mean.
it.
left there, which I always want to do for some reason.
I'm really bad at that movement too, though. So if they're coming up at you from down here, you want to slash down and hold your sword out until it hits them.
Okay. Just push it with sword out.
Yeah, which gets you faster movement speed anyway, but then there's all these weird mechanics where they're like running into the statue and they haven't noticed that your sword is hitting them yet and whatever. I don't really understand what's going on, but it makes you quite safe and like you get the faster push speed out of it anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
the way to do it.
That's good.
Get out of there.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
Here's where all the disasters are starting. Oh my gosh. Why
Yeah, you should have just dashed
why
out of
are you
that
doing
door.
this?
Pretty sure. Oh, and we're
That's
powdering,
fine.
right? That makes sense. Yeah. Cool.
I think that's the first time I've ever powdered that bunny beam.
Really?
Was in this run. Like that's not a usual strat for me. I'm usually okay through that room.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it gets you. It's a really
Yeah.
tough room.
So there's a faster.
I was like, I'm only on 3 hearts. Crap. Oh, I have powder. Let's use it.
Yeah, you needed to slash that Moldorm. It's good to try not
Mhm.
to slash, but that one was really in your way.
Because then I ended up having to slash him anyway.
Get iframes. Don't slash that guy.
That's not a dash.
What? Which one? Up?
Yeah.
You just walk?
Get iframes.
Yeah, you just take this
Don't-
diagonal and then walk up.
Well, it's like 4 tiles. 5, 6? That should be enough.
The problem is you're not comparing it against 6 tiles of walking though, because you get all of this diagonal walking. It's possible that you can save a couple frames by doing it. I'm not 100% sure. But
Slash that guy.
I think that even if it's technically possible to save the time, it's not worth it. And like in that actual example, you nudged going up and then overshot and had to take a step down. I don't think you actually save time with it, even if it's possible. Do we know about the neutral dash here?
Yes. I don't know if I did it there or not.
Okay.
He successfully walked out of Skullwood's key.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I recently switched to that
I can
so
never
that I
get
can screw it up
consistent
a
enough.
bunch and eventually be good at it. For the Skullwoods pot key, Mamo, you neutral dash so that you can avoid hitting the spike.
Yeah.
Oh, I did do this room right.
Hell yeah.
No, I think at the end of the run, I'm trying to figure out, because I lose some time here in Skullwoods, and I was trying to figure out where, or trying to remember where.
Yeah, all the
And
And
mummy
I
room,
thought that I
basically.
messed this room up, but it was my previous run, I think.
Wow, and the mini Moldorm stayed out of our way. That never happens.
Nice. That strat is hard if you don't menu, at least for me.
Yeah, I need to try a gold rush. by the
Yeah, I
way,
used to menu
speaking
there.
of.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit, unless you
Yeah.
know.
I usually do better than this.
Okay, do you get that spin often? Because you should never get that spin at the
No.
beginning.
Yeah, the spin, I was like, what?
Okay. How do you okay, I'm just gonna talk about it and you can just if you already know stuff, sorry, just repeat it. But
Sure, yeah.
if you have your sword out while you're charging a dash, like you start a dash while your sword's already held out, you can't dash turn. So you can hold dash and a button that would normally dash you. I hold down here, and that will get you an instant dash cancel the first frame that you start dashing. And so you'll never accidentally hold A too long and spin because that's not what I mean. You don't have to time letting go of A. You just cancel your spin charge with the dash and then cancel your dash immediately on the next frame. And so all the timing just works out. There is no timing, basically. Everything just sort of happens. You're back in a natural walking state immediately. If you don't do that, you have to like time letting go of A to get the longest dash poke possible, but not actually start a dash, or you have to cancel like the time the dash cancel perfectly, and like it's really hard. Just doing a sword out dash while holding away.
Sorry,
Just makes
so when do
everything
you
super
start
easy.
holding down?
As soon as you start holding A.
Oh,
Here, I'll show in the practice hack. So I can't dash turn, right? You
right.
can see it from my inputs. If I'm holding up, what happens is as soon as my dash starts, then I can suddenly cancel it.
Okay.
but nothing else happens. So I'm just like never going to accidentally dash into the wall or accidentally release a spin. Right, because if you have a spin charge and then you start a dash and then release the, like, don't finish the dash and then release B, which I'm guessing is what happened here, then you end up spinning, and that's really bad in Moth Room. So you just, like, all of those problems go away if you hold your sword out and then A and I hold down. I'm not sure that that's what it
Didn't
does.
didn't I actually dash though? Did I not? Is that?
Well, you
I
got to
was
spin
trying
off.
to dash.
Right, so you don't want to dash. You just want to dash poke.
Oh, I thought you wanted to dash.
No, you just want to get a double dash poke.
Okay.
What's up, Requiem? I was practicing this earlier and messing it up a lot, so today's
Yeah,
probably not the day to
I've
learn
been
it
doing
with me.
this wrong. Because I am like actually dashing and then trying not to bonk on the block
Yeah,
or
you
hit the
just
spikes.
you can just make the. It's just so much easier to do it like this. One of many things where very counterintuitive compared to what you expect from like your sort of like casual general instincts about how the mechanics work.
Mhm.
But all the mechanics line up in such a way that you can make the inputs very, very easy on yourself.
And you're like always gonna walk down to not get hugged there.
Yep.
So
Yep. You're just walking down. You never accidentally dash. You never accidentally spin. You always get the maximum dash poke length, etc.
cool.
Oops. And then let's see about if there's anything to say about the rest of the fight. I'm sure there's something.
Yeah, I need to try a Gold Rush, by the way, speaking of.
Yeah. So you could have gone for dash pokes there, but I think this is fine.
Speaking of.
I probably would have recommended getting under him and slashing up. I don't think this is like
By the way,
crazy, but
speaking
I don't
of.
think it's what I would have gone for. Well, what I would have actually gone for is dash poking him into the spikes, but if you're not comfortable with that or haven't learned it yet, I think that this is like not too bad.
Yeah, I have done that. I guess I'm just not aware of all the places where I should try to do it.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get used to. I don't think that was like a bad moth fight. I think that once you, now that you know the inputs for the beginning, I think you'll be able to get a lot more double pokes at the beginning, and then that makes the rest of it a lot easier. Do you know about buffering? No, you don't know about buffering menus. So this is a high
15 seconds.
the top secret information.
I know it works for select. I actually didn't know it works for start.
After a mirror, I don't know if it works on Dark World portals or not. There's a small window at the end. It's like, I don't know, 15 frames or something, right as it's resolving. Where if you're already holding start, you'll get a first frame pause.
Mm-hmm.
So like, do you know Frog Door?
Yeah.
It's that window. That's the same effect.
Okay.
You're pressing A during that window to get,
Well,
you're buffering
shoot,
your
now I'm
talk
gonna
to the
screw it
frog.
up.
And that, good night, me too. Thanks for stopping by. You're buffering your talk to the frog in Frog Door to not get owned. But
Right.
you can use, it's the same mechanic when you're doing this warp. You can buffer your pause.
So do you need to wait to start holding pause?
Yeah, you have to wait until that window, right as the
Okay.
as the warp is resolving.
Yeah, so like right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the way to do this is to dash right and
except
kill
it
him.
was that a quick warp?
Yes, it's a quick warp.
So
what you do here is you dash right, you walk down here and then dash right.
yeah.
Yes,
I think I
Malmo.
knew that.
It's like the last 15 frames of the animation. So if it's a quick warp, the last 15 frames are 30 frames earlier than they would be otherwise.
That was not the right way.
Supposed to dash left there, right?
Too far.
after
Uh,
passing the trees.
yeah, you do this screen a little weird.
Like I moved. I guess if I'm dashing left, I shouldn't be diagonaling there
Right, you just want to
for
walk
so
up.
long.
There's this screen is pretty complicated. I honestly would recommend just dashing up here, losing the 15 frames, making it easy, and just walking into the warp at the end. Otherwise, what I go for, I got this from Doom. I try to nudge on the trees. You can also just stay lined up, stay on the grid by staying against the sign.
Mhm.
I try to pause here and then menu to mirror and hold up left out of the menu for hopefully only about 2 frames, which is enough to always tank this guy and never lose the frame rule, but also enough to nudge the bridge at the end. You're kind of just trying to YOLO this, and you get it here. And if this works for you, that's cool, but I don't think I would go for it like this.
Too far.
And then you went a little far, that's fine.
Yeah. And I went a little far down.
That's really hard to time. That's fine. You can do a dash
Did you
turn
dash
strat
out of
there.
that screen?
Yeah.
Well, way far back.
I should have like learned the buttons to know there's probably a button somewhere that's like go back 2 seconds instead of 10.
Too far.
That
Mhm.
quick warp doesn't exist. Okay, Requiem.
Yeah, so like here, when you have to stop, I don't know if I should move down and then start dashing out.
Yeah, you want to move straight down and then dash right. You actually get the RNG where you get to do the cool dash turn where you block
Where
the
you
spear.
block it and then
then-
dash, yeah.
I'm sure this walk loses.
I just
10
block it
frames.
there instead.
Yeah. But that walk probably loses 10 frames. Not a big deal. We're taking the lottery. All right, we win.
Every time.
I guess if you already don't have beams, you might as well take the lottery.
I guess it was the blue guard. Oh my gosh, don't watch the screen.
So, all right. First of all, VLC. So you want to hold up left here until you've moved at least 1 pixel to the left to get a good slope dash.
Okay. Yeah, I think I just held up.
Yeah. A lot of slope dashes, you get better ones by hitting them cardinally. This one, if you hold up left, your subpixels are better. I can't really explain why, but it's true. Oh no. Oh no.
That was a good lineup. I would have gotten it,
Okay.
and that was too low.
This is awkward.
Like I said, don't watch the screen.
What?
Oops.
Here, I didn't actually know though. Did I toss the
Because I was
sign
looking at
because
the
I was
water.
jumping into the water? Can you normally jump off the ledge with the sign?
I don't know, honestly.
I
I
haven't
think
Yeah.
you can.
Why
I
would
think
you need
jumped
a,
into
a
the
third item to throw into the rocks, right?
I think you jumped into the deep water. I think you hit this
I
diagonal.
did, and he splashed.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that's what made me throw the sign, or if you just can't jump ledges with signs for some reason.
I think you can jump ledges with signs, but you can't jump into deep water with them.
Shift plus left, right. Wow. Requiem saving all of the future PB reviews.
And the rest of this one. This is pretty good.
Yeah, I had bad dashing here for a long time.
Yeah, there was a couple places I'm sure you could maximize dash a little more, but I don't really have any complaints about that. Hey PH. I'll highlight this if you want to take a look at
Remember
it
to go
later.
down all the way this time. Please. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Do you know the visual key there?
It's something with the two bubble things.
Yeah. So you get a nice like flat line to really see the bottom of Link here,
Mm-hmm.
and you want that below like the horizontal pixel that these two things sort of share. You have to be at least 1 pixel below that.
Okay.
So you're like I think literally 1 pixel high here.
That was way too high.
Okay, but I was right to stop the dash then.
Okay, so I haven't been talking about canceling dashes. If what I've been told is correct, this is the most important one. You really want to not have your sword out leaving this screen.
Oh, right.
You also want to not have your sword out, entering the screen and leaving and entering the Lost Woods, but I think that leaving Zora's Domain has the worst lag. So this is totally fine. I personally use this menu. I try to menu around here. Lets you read this guy's movement and also where this guy's spawning. If you're happy with this screen, that's not like something you need to work on, need to change or whatever, but I like doing it like that.
Actually ahead, Pog. Yep, a little bit. Up to our beams.
Oh, and you just get the lucky berry. That's nice.
Yeah, since we lost beams in the Lost Woods.
That's funny. Yeah, we did. Which warp is that, Requiem?
The whirlpool.
Oh, the whirlpool? Okay, I was thinking, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. All disasters here.
you could have known here that you are fucked. And you could have known by this point that you can't be brave and place an early bomb here. With beams, you could probably beam this guy left out of your way, but as is, I don't really know what you're going to do without beams here. This just kind of sucks. I think you just have to slash him and hope that he doesn't light up right as you slash. But placing that bomb was definitely not going to work.
Yeah.
Sticks were made.
It's okay, though.
That bomb just barely hit that berry before he knocked me out.
So one thing about this room, you are waiting on this bomb's fuse. You don't need to try to throw this bomb as soon as possible. You came really close. Like, your timing was good, but if you were a little bit early, you would have missed the guy entirely. I recommend taking it a little slower. You can't lose time by throwing it later, unless you like actually don't get him into the bomb explosion. So
Okay.
makes it easier to
Can
time
you-
it correctly.
How long can you stand there? Like, he
I think,
doesn't
like-
fall on top of you, right?
I think as long as you want. He falls like 8 pixels probably above the wall.
Hmm.
He's not hitting you if you're lined up with the wall.
We still don't have beams here.
Wow, what a brave dash.
Well,
Should've
it
had
was fine.
beams.
It was fine. I thought you were gonna
He's
hit the
not gonna
spike.
electrocute. Oh no, I'm below it. I need that. I've done this room plenty of times without beams.
Oh right, you hover this. You madman.
Yeah,
Nice.
this one actually lost time to the
It's a little slower than an optimal hammer.
bomb jump.
Or
Yeah, probably.
I have gotten it faster, but I trimmed my nails recently, so my hover.
I think I was just talking about that too.
Yep.
I hate how that works.
Penguin lineup is impossible. If that strat works for you, that's great. Do anything that works
Cool.
for you in that room.
All right. Yeah, missed that.
Yeah. Do you know what went wrong here? You didn't
I let
actually.
go too late.
You didn't have.
No.
I'm pretty sure what happened was you let go of the spin before you switched to down left, so you didn't actually have down left momentum when you hit that.
Mm. That could have been it. Because it's only left. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then down left there. Wow, that's so late. Yeah, I just go
Get
for
outta
the
here,
spin
dude.
clip because it looks awesome.
I think Rek is talking about the hammer setup for the spin clip.
See, PB got a faster hover.
Yeah.
I don't know it, but some people like it more than the slashes.
For the I get
Yeah,
you.
it's just a different setup for the same clip.
Yeah, I
Okay,
tried that
nice.
one and I did better with the
Almost
3 slash one.
Yeah, same.
So
Okay.
still don't know how to avoid getting hit right there at the beginning.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this was fun.
Okay, I was wondering what happened because you had some issues in your ice, but not enough to have the time that I know you have at the end.
It's not what we.
So what happened is that you walk up really high before you stop walking up. So this icicle falls while you're high. So you need some combination of movements that has the icicle falling when you're still like down here.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest is to just pause more earlier in the walk up. Also, you don't need to go this far to the right. Just like pause here for a couple fire rods and then start walking up again. And then everything went wrong, obviously. But the first thing that went wrong is because this hit you, this spin is later than it should be. So you
Right,
have
so then I'm
all...
standing there still spinning while
Yeah, and that
the
makes the
time is
rest of it
running
really
out.
hard. But then you also drop this poke, which is really hard. This is a weird... It feels really weird to hold A long enough to get this poke dash. Because you're
Yeah.
hitting a bunch of things instead of only one thing or something. And then, you know, you try to save it, but you also got really fast move RNG out of them, so it was really hard. It was a good cleanup, though.
Now, luckily the run didn't end here.
Yeah.
It's not what we practiced.
Thank you, Sankheart.
That's not what we practiced.
I have no idea where to catch this one.
Yeah, Rick, everyone has different thing. I think I stopped between the 4th and 5th. But lately I've been changing
You
my
even need
cold
Sankheart.
stare, which is
Look
a
at
really
this.
bad idea.
Right, so we lost the whole time.
Oh yeah, want to talk about this?
Why?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say I was not good at cold stare until low 125. So I don't want to make it sound like, oh, just go do this and your cold stare will be safe. It's not free. It's very, very difficult, but you can get it with practice.
Yeah, well, and I've fought cold stare like 800 times. You know,
Yeah. No, it just takes another 800.
well, halfway there.
So I just learned this recently. I just didn't do this
Yes.
for the longest time.
I learned this and I thought I was doing it right here, and I'm not sure what happened.
So you toot the flute while holding right, and you want to get all the way to the cliff. You're gonna get to the cliff before the second, like the repeated melody starts. You know what I mean? Like it plays the doo doo doo, like the second trill, and you want to time pressing A with the start of the second trill. So you started your dash early, and then you got to the
Why?
cliff there. So what you want to do, you're going to walk farther, but what you want to do is time your
I swear
dash
that's
start
how
with the
that's
beginning of the
supposed to
second
work.
trill.
It's,
Oh yeah,
have
you get
to
Ether and
start
Meyer.
dashing before the second
Madman.
flute noise, or on the second flute noise, but before the bird comes on the screen. I just need to figure out what I'm doing wrong or stop doing it. Be too high to get into.
I think you got the quick warp there,
on the next
nice.
one.
Yeah, I did. And then I wiggled on the door.
Are you trying to
There we
beat the
go.
Any Fairy?
Oh heck yeah, man!
Oh, nice. Oh my god, I can never beat him. I can beat him in runs most of the time, never in practice.
Oh, perfect.
So you got the quick warp there. I don't know what you usually do there. I like using the menu to hammer to line up the quick warp.
Oh, that's a good idea. I just try to move to the right pixel.
Yeah, I think that's
Good
the
menu.
best use that I've found for the menu.
I mean, I get it like 2/3 of the time, maybe
That's pretty good.
maybe half.
There's another place you just want to hold down left out of the door.
Just do it right. That's right.
This is another place you just want to hold down left out of the door.
Okay. Up left out of this door?
So this is
I
the
actually
first
just
one
hold
she's
straight left
talking
out of this
about,
door,
where
but
you
up
can
left
hold
is
the
also
wall
totally fine.
or something. But I've heard that it doesn't matter, for one, and also that it doesn't matter if you kill the Stalfos.
Okay, so in the video you're talking about grabbing the wall here. If the number
Oh
of
yeah,
enemies is
we
down
were
by
stuck on
one.
SNES Classic wrap frames or something. And this is the other part where people say despawning the shield does something.
Yeah, so if all of the enemies are left, grabbing the wall saves like 15 lag frames. You killed one of the Stalfos, so you don't need to grab the wall.
Yeah, I think I said that too.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about it. If you dash through this guy and he splits in two, then you don't need to grab the wall because there's an extra enemy, and so it doesn't work anymore.
Oh.
Where you can
Like you
hold
have to get the
wall
total number of
or
things the
something.
game is drawing down by one, and so if it's up by
But
one,
I've heard
putting it
that
back to where it
doesn't
was when you
matter,
started doesn't
for
save
one,
time.
and also that it doesn't matter if you kill the
Gotcha.
Stalfos.
Oh, you actually want to dash off of this ledge.
Yeah, I usually do.
Okay. Do you know about holding B when you land?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sometimes that guy
That's
does
not how
that.
any of this is supposed to work.
Oh, oh boy.
I don't know what happened. I lost my mind here.
Okay. Yeah,
Good berry.
that's... I don't know what to do about that guy either, because normally you kill him on the way in.
Yeah, I was like, okay, pot, I guess.
I think it was a reasonable reaction.
Supposed
You
to
wanna
flash
you wanna
it.
move up
guess-
left a lot earlier in
I
this
guess I
room.
had beams, so that would have been an option.
Yeah. Wow, that red
Man,
berry.
that berry
What a
was
dick.
Sure getting close and personal.
Those dashes feel too short to be
What are
right.
we humming about?
They are absolutely correct
You
though.
be good and switch
Yeah, I
to
know.
water, like drinking
Water, walking in water is
instead of
just
Pepsi.
deranged slow. Unhinged amount of slowdown.
Then you have to get a new emote.
This is water walking, so you really want to pump.
Okay.
Then you have to get
Let's
a
pump
new
down.
emote. Oh, you mean just for tonight? Okay. Scared me there, twin.
It looks like you turned down there for some reason. Is that just a D-pad
Yeah,
thing,
I
or
think I did.
is that on
Scared me there,
purpose?
No, I think it was just me
Scared me there, twin.
wanting to make sure I was below the block. I don't know.
I guess that's like fine, I guess.
'Cause going below the block is
You
against
don't
all of
open
my
the
muscle
block.
memory for this room. So
It's 10 o'clock.
I was fighting that,
Open the chest,
and then
please.
missing the chest.
It's fine. Oh, this is one thing I look at is big chest time. Big key chest time. With a really good rest of the dungeon, you can finish in 3 minutes. So this is 6:55 pace.
Open the chest.
That assumes like a
please.
0 cycle and everything though. I don't know if you do that or not.
Yeah.
Water's probably
Actually
better.
getting 3 minutes is quite difficult though. Oh, you go for that hammer dash. Wow.
Okay.
Thought that hammer
works.
dash was bad unless the Stalfos was dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, we killed a bunch of things here. I'm gonna try it. So-
Sure. Oh,
Get the key, actually. Yeah.
well, you barely got punished, luckily.
You have a Pepsi right here. uses a hook dash, which makes it so we cannot grab the statue, and instead we can only pick up.
Wow, that pot throw. I can't believe that worked, but that was sick.
I can't believe we didn't get zapped there.
I can't believe I didn't get knocked
How
out of
to
that
do this
first
room?
dash.
I'm surprised about a number of things.
Instead, we can only pick up.
Well, I
the
think,
block.
should I have tried to throw the pot to hit the berry to the right so he's not like all in the way here?
I think so.
Grab the
He's in
statue.
such a bad spot, but yes, I think you throw the pot to the right. I don't think you ever throw the pot down here.
And instead we can only pick up the block. I can't believe we didn't get zapped.
And then here,
Yeah, here I didn't move right far enough.
yeah. That's
How
fine.
to do this?
This room's impossible.
It's a difficult room. I think it's pretty fun, but it's definitely difficult. This is totally fine. You can also hold down left and tap A to cancel Stair Drag instead, if you find that easier. Just an option. So I actually don't do this, but you can hold up left here to burn a few frames, but make it more
Safe
or less
from the
perfectly
water
safe.
Tektite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds too safe.
Jerk.
I assume we're getting arrows
I
here.
don't know about the bomb, so I'm gonna get it. And take damage. That was the
We
plan.
almost did that the right way.
Oh, we go for a...
What?
Okay, that's it.
It's supposed to be a down. I think actually it's supposed to be a down right and dash at the same time, but I do a down left.
Okay, so we can talk about that room since you're asking about it. You can either do left and A, get one frame of left movement and dash turn down, or you can hold down left coming into the room, and if you get a first, second, or fourth frame dash, I believe, you will get the door dash, and there's one frame in the middle that fucks you.
Really works.
So it doesn't require a diagonal and A at the same time, which is what I thought.
No, it's pretty tight, but not that tight.
Yeah, so I have
poke.
0 cycled. It usually goes much better than this.
Yeah, some days you just can't get the item dash.
I mean, that was like 3, I think, item dashes that I missed.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Well, that was embarrassing. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Is by my feet. Yeah, on the
That's
same
fine.
lines.
You haven't said anything about crystal catching. I guess it's been fine.
I don't believe in crystal catches, but yes,
Almighty
it's also been fine.
text.
We can't park a whole link in between link and the crystal.
So we lost about almost 20 seconds from Big Key to the end. Obviously, like 9 of that was just Argus, probably more. And then the hook dash room cost you quite a lot too. I think it's just propaganda. It's Fricker based propaganda. I don't trust it. You can go for a hook dash there to do the bird dash.
I was on fire rod though.
But the next thing you're going to is hook shot.
Oh, after, so you flute and then maybe
You
the
flute
hook
and
shot
then
right
hook
there.
speed. And then you
Gotcha.
can just go down and left. You can also, if you're not going to do that, I would recommend using the menu to hook shot to read this RNG here, because you got really lucky that this didn't block you. And if you had time to read it, you might have been able to cut your dash or beam him out of the way and beam him out of the way or something like that.
Yeah. Who looks at crystal catching in rando?
This is kind of a shitty spot. I think you played it too aggressively trying to keep going here, but I understand you were like pressed up against the boulder and it's pretty shitty.
It's not like you only have what, like 20 frames to do something about it.
This is why we don't do
Yeah,
in the
it's
ether split,
yeah.
in the Meyer split.
Do you not know about the quick warp setup here? It looks like no.
I do. I just did it bad.
You want
You
to...
want to be like centered on the portal, right?
Okay, so first of all,
Don't do.
we do this
I
wrong.
guess that's the lineup, not a setup.
Yeah, that is the lineup though. So we do this wrong again. The same move in here that we do earlier. Hold up right, and then switch to down right.
In the ether split in the...
So the way to do the quick warp, the cast node, I'll just send you here. I would just watch that video. It's like 40 seconds long and has notes in the description explaining how to do it.
Okay.
Meyer split.
I opened
But
it
it
and I will
requires
watch it later.
doing the other movement.
Why not save that menu until you're here so you can see if you got the quick warp lineup? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
We're just doing
Okay.
all the things wrong. Yeah, dash up here.
So if you're going for this quick warp, I recommend using the book menu. So you walk up here, tap left, and start. Menu to book, and then you're facing left, and you can get a clean swap to diagonal and quick hop.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
a good idea.
Oh my gosh. What are we doing?
Yeah, I stole that one from Ari.
Thanks, Ari.
Don't remember it at all. You just fire rod dash anywhere. And then
So same thing here as in the other one. If you start your dash right at the beginning, like in time with the beginning of the second
when you're
trill,
bunny,
a
you
dash
have
left,
to
you'll get a
hold
bird
on.
dash. But just going for the walk, totally fine too. No, you were on the
You just
quick
have to
warp.
use something that the bunny
Yeah,
can use, like,
Okay, you got back
or
onto it.
a bottle or-
So it's all's fine.
That's it. Hate that menu. Yes, it's very
So you
simple.
should have held up out of that
Most
menu.
of the bunny glitches are
You just stood still.
even weird stuff
No
like
reason to
Surfing
stand still.
Bunny and Overworld Bunny Revival. Those
It's not a speed stand.
are definitely useful for cross keys though. Andy did Surfing Bunny?
And we lost beams on
Right.
the mountain.
Still got the one cycle though.
It's weird. You get swimming like physics.
I guess it's good because
Hey, we read the
yeah,
fire
to
snakes.
pick the right dash lane.
on the wall.
Because otherwise I would have gone for the early Popo
Entrance. Nice.
kill.
That is the
Oh, you
Which
try
I
to go
have
for
been-
Fastmire too?
Yeah, which I have been getting most of the time. But
Nice. I love it. I love to see people doing Fastmire too.
You need flippers, but not moon. That's not what you do here.
yeah, I did that wrong, I think.
It doesn't matter. You can't really save
You need
time there.
flippers, but not moon pearl.
Fastmire
Obviously,
2
'cause bunny.
saves more time than every crystal catch put together.
Obviously, because bunny.
All right. So you went for the right strat. That room sucks without beams. You can just fire at this guy if he's even looking at you funny. You're about to get a free refill, and it just solves the problem.
Oh, that's Death Hole. That's a major glitch.
108.38, so that's 129 pace.
Hey, don't forget the cane. Yes, I think he did.
What is like 21 minutes after that cutscene?
It obviously depends on who's playing a lot, but yeah,
Right.
that's a reasonable estimate. Oh, we're not going for Spark Gamble? Is that a... Do you never go for it, or is that a... because you've lost a bunch of hearts?
No, I never go for it.
Okay.
I used to, and then I learned the safe strat, and I just always do that.
That's
now.
fine. It saves up to like a second, and often only like 30 or 40 frames, and sometimes nothing. It's not like obligatory.
It's crazy that menuing to hookshot saves enough time for just that.
You're talking about menuing to hookshot and how it doesn't look like it should save enough time to be worthwhile. It doesn't
Wanted this to
really.
be the time I got
It's
the impossible
basically breaks
hookup.
even. It makes it a lot easier and safer though.
But it did
Yeah.
not work. impossible. Hence the name.
This looks like a neutral dash. You were doing so good about not neutral dashing earlier in the run, but it seems like you're slipping here at the end. Yeah, you
Yeah,
want to
I
be
couldn't-
holding left here.
I couldn't remember if this one lined up better or not.
Nah. You probably could have gone around that guy, but I think I would have slashed too. It's too hard to read that fast. Whew. All right, well that worked. When you're this high on the spike, you're at risk of your fire rod is only going to overlap the spike for so little time that it's very possible to frame rule yourself and just miss the spike entirely when you're this high up. I would be really nervous about it
Yeah.
from here.
I was worried about getting hit by the spike.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't normally go up that high.
Oh my god.
I could not get this dash to save time when I tested it over just walking.
Mm.
A neutral
Even, like,
dash,
dashing all the way to the wall.
yeah, if you dash, yeah, and you also cut your dash a little short and whatever. But like, I couldn't get it to save time even just in practice where I could go for YOLO versions of dashes. A neutral dash is, the way I use it is, it's when you enter a room and dash while neutral on the D-pad instead of holding the direction that you want to be going, which is useful for certain lineups in certain rooms, but generally just wasting
Key
time.
dashing.
Yeah, key dashing
The
is one of
party
the
of
big uses.
5. Welcome, checks. Thank you for the raid. How was your NMG?
And then we like totally lose our minds because
Why
of
did we not
checks.
do Spooky
It's his fault.
3?
All right,
Blame
that's fine.
checks. That's good menu. Right 4 times. Left 4 times.
Okay, this is not quite right. It's very close, but it's not quite.
I've struggled with this for a long time.
Yeah. So this is fine. You could go a little farther left. This is gonna be fine, but you're cutting it close. And then here, you want to slash sooner first of all, but you want to walk like here. You go much too far down.
Okay.
That part's fine. And then you spin too far to the left here. So if this movement gets tightened up a little, your spin will be charged when you're farther right, and you'll hit these 2 eyeballs and sometimes more than just those 2.
Yeah.
And so you end up with less to clean up at the end.
Ooh, another YouTube video to watch.
And then this part is fine, but like because you were just a little bit off in the other places, this eyeball comes real close to getting you. You're fine, but dangerous. Yeah, that's a very good video. It's a little meandering. It's one of those things where someone just sat down and explained it without like doing. It's not like an edited video or whatever, but he explains it really well.
Okay, we have 4 more arrows than we need here. And then we had done something else after, because you were like done.
Spooky
before
3
I
is a
started, I
scam.
thought. I don't know why I walked so far. Don't forget the eyes roll.
Do you know about buffering flute inputs?
GG.
Yes.
Oh, it was dread.
I'm just
You
too
were doing
scared to
dread. That's
do it.
right.
Totally fine.
If it's not to 1.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Good menu.
I was gonna make fun of you for it, but you're on top of it.
Supposed to dash there,
Oh yeah.
and when?
You can.
I don't know what I'm doing there either.
You were doing dread.
This
that's
seems
right.
fine. You can play this room really aggressively with the RNG that you got. So I menu when I'm around here in this area to read the crab positions, and then almost always cancel my dash out of the menu unless I'm like a few pixels away from dashing through a crab, in which case I'll finish it out and kill the crab.
Mm-hmm.
So you menu just like a little bit farther to the left than I would, which works out great here actually because of where this guy was. You throw this bomb really far to the right, which is why you get in trouble here. Like, the bomb's not going to go off forever. You can just walk farther left and throw it.
Where are you supposed to dash there? And when?
At the edge of the flower bed, damn. Yeah, I don't push it that far.
He's doing dread.
Take it a little
hard
easier than
mode,
that.
Right?
Nice Jester, hell yeah. Good to see you have the correct movement in that room. Oh, I don't believe in this bird dash.
Yeah, I canceled it because I got hit, and I was like, I'll just stand here and wait for the bird.
So again, you got lucky here. I would menu, so
This isn't good because I have
menu around
always
here.
like I'm climbing here, and I'm like, when do I menu? So using it for the dead rock here is helpful.
Yeah, it's really good, I think. And so if you had menued here, the thing to do out of this is to hold down and beam. Your beam will get him and it'll push him down.
What beams?
The thing to do is have beams. Yeah, without beams, I'm not really sure. I guess you just would. You definitely want to cancel the dash though. You're gonna hit him and it's gonna be fine, but it could have hit him like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. All right.
We're fine.
That hook shot actually did work, but almost never does, and I don't really recommend it. It's very possible for the dead rock can block you while the hook shot is coming out, or while you're moving to the hook shot. Like, he was far enough right here that it was safe, but if a dead rock moves down, like there, which happens on a lot of RNGs,
it'll stop you.
You get stopped, and then you get hit by the dead rock and knocked back, and then everything is terrible. I recommend dashing, and if you have beams, using beams to clear the way.
No speed runs. Only casual.
I have no idea, Malmo. That's a really good question.
Yeah. If it stops you on a regular hook shot, why wouldn't it stop you on a hook push?
Thank you, Dead Rocks.
Good thing there's no dead rocks in the underworld.
So you want to get as much of this slope dash as you can.
Okay.
Slope dashes are like 20% faster than regular dashes, in case you don't know.
Why the 3 menu instead of the 2, dude?
Good menu again. I don't know. I always miss
I don't think this is the quick
the hook shot to
No
hammer.
speed, only runs.
I always have trouble with.
Is it from AD where you don't get the flute?
No. 80's nice because I don't have to worry about that one.
13 arrows
But
coming out of here.
I don't know, even before I started learning AD, I had trouble with it.
Interesting. So that menu is also wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
No compass, only
I don't know what the right one is,
small
but
key.
It's down right.
this turtle rock is so bad.
Okay, so you don't need to come off this rail at all to place the block.
Okay.
Just hold up here.
No compass, only
And on this one, what you want to do is you want to be flush against this. You want to, once you round this corner, you want to hold upright and place the block and just never let go of upright. You'll drag a little on the pit here, which slows you down enough to make it for the block to let you land on it, so you don't have to like time anything or whatever. And never slash berries on the platforms.
Yeah.
Just take the hit, dude. Where'd all our health go?
Where'd all our health go?
Oh, ice rod disasters, right? When's the slow run?
Do you have time here? No, I didn't think so.
That's what you're seeing right
I can't really
now,
help with
guys.
torches.
This
I
is
fail
the
it all the
slow
time.
run.
I hate this room.
You want to menu super early.
Yeah, basically. I would have at least considered mirroring out there.
It's up to D-Rock to decide.
Then here I was worried about not having enough magic
Did I
because
need
of having to
magic
place too many platforms.
That is why I would have considered mirroring out, yeah. Similar thing here. If you hold upright and place the block, you get the same, like, impossible to go too fast
Up left.
thing. Up left, what did I say?
Did I need
Whatever I said, I
magic
meant up
Right.
because
left.
I had to cast some more
Don't hold
magic
up right
spells?
there.
No, that
Go
would be
back in
bad.
the door.
Magic.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
I think that would work if you let it like come to rest.
just got a
Why
full
did-
magic, but
why
I
would
was like,
drop?
oh, I know how I can save magic
Remember
here.
that fairy we got? That just barely happened.
So, oops, that's not what I meant.
I've gotten the Brahmin Block Blast. I just don't know what RNGs it's okay to do on.
So what should we do here? I think that I would have walked up,
'Cause
planning
the
to
right jump is blocking the right one too.
yeah. So my plan is to place a block around here, and then maybe use these for iframes, or maybe just like walk down and wait it out.
I didn't think that would work if you let it like come to rest.
And then here, I think that this part was fine, but then you do this weird wiggle.
I was waiting for the other jump to pounce.
I see. It had just gotten done pouncing, but I guess
Yeah,
you
Remember
hadn't.
that
I missed
You
fairy
had lost
we
track of
got?
that. Yeah, that's fine. There's
That
so
just
much to watch.
barely happened.
Luckily, you're coming up on a room with a billion fairies.
Get the arrows. Get the arrows. Get the arrows.
Yeah, that sounds right, Rick.
Got him.
The Brahmin Block Blast, which is the name of that block punt strat that Spleebie tried to go for, is in fact really good, especially on that kind of RNG, but it's so difficult to actually get right.
We almost did the right thing here.
Do you like go for the real strat there?
That
Yeah.
RNG is so hard.
Do you want something easier?
I practiced it so many times.
Mm,
Clearly not enough.
maybe.
So the way
I
that
don't know. If I keep going for the real strat, then I'll figure it out eventually. But
that's fine.
and I have gotten it like in practice.
I
Yeah.
was super worried,
I
though,
sat
about
there and
writing that
practiced it
RNG
over and over
being
until I
off
could
the
get
cards
it.
'cause we would have died.
But then it comes up in a run, and I'm like, oh dear, it's this one.
Oh god, you go for the beam down.
Yeah, I don't normally, but
I don't know how that screen works.
I don't like the beam down. I just do well. I don't anymore. I go for the good strat finally, but I did not start going for the good strat on down left pokey until like low 125. I used to just do a poke dash.
slash him, dude. What are you doing?
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
It's fine. We powdered earlier. We got so much health. I guess there I should have walked left more until the fireball was gone.
So the way to do this RNG is pause here to bait the fire bat, and then walk the fireball, and then walk down. Oh, and you also move back, right? Probably just a D-pad thing. But yeah, you just want to pause somewhere before walking down. But after that happened, you slashed, which is probably not right. And then you spun a little early here. And so you didn't get the double. And then everything just went to hell. I don't really have great advice for this room besides learning it. I wrote up everything about it once, in case that helps.
Yeah, that was when I got there in FMG. I was like, oh boy, and I went through all of the RNGs like at least once, but
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
have
there's no way I'm gonna remember all of this every single run.
It takes a lot of practice. I have a little bit of a flowchart that might make some of it easier, but you basically
Okay.
just have to either learn it
Cool.
or flail.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yo, nice bonk. I never do the bonk.
Well, I lost so much time
on,
there, and then
time
I was like,
saving.
well, it's coming towards us. Let's try it.
You don't have time to make it, yeah. So what?
Yeah, nudging that block, and then
So during this chest animation, I look at where this is lined up,
mm-hmm.
and if it's like
left of the gap between the blocks.
Yeah, something like that. I don't have like a super crisp heuristic for it anymore. I did when I studied it, but it needs to be a little. I guess if you want the right edge of it past the middle of the blocks or something, then if you mash Y, you can just beat it. Otherwise, you want to wait up on this place, get your iframes, and walk through. That's the last frame you can go. Okay, yeah. So maybe you could have gotten it if you were super crispy, but I wouldn't have tried there, I don't think.
I think I'm that crispy. Yeah, I actually lined up with that door instead of nudging it.
Hell yeah. Oh. Don't go for fast laser skip. Just don't YOLO fast laser skip. If you want to go for it, you have to actually learn it.
Okay.
So the way that you do fast laser skip is you do a fence dash in this room. You want to move down one frame with your dash. So you press any D-pad besides up and A.
Okay.
And that makes it so that there are two possible frames down here that you can stop on that are correct dashes left that will nudge and not get eaten by the laser. But you're wasting enough time. I say wasting, which makes it sound mean, but basically you don't have time to stop early, line up for your dash, and beat the beetle. So you're too high here, I
I
think.
did if I was like 1 pixel lower.
You might have actually on that beetle RNG, but
Hit the beetle.
it's basically zero. It's almost none of the RNGs you're ever going to beat going like that.
PB gets it.
Mm.
Oh.
My previous PB in the bottom corner got the fast dash or laser skip.
Yeah, I mean it's not like impossible, but it's not a reliable way to do it.
Come on. PB gets it.
And I love fast laser skip. I think you should go for it if you want to, but I think you should learn it and do the real strat.
Yeah.
Not just like hope.
Not too high.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Remember to use the pot?
Good. We're fine.
I'm not sure what you mean, Rack. Sorry.
Oh my god.
So does this have another like diagonal into the pit strat for
Yeah.
placing this block or platform?
Yeah, if you're facing up here,
I mean, obviously I needed the magic, but
you almost always want to get the magic, just because it saves on refill, even if you don't need it to finish Trinix.
Mhm.
If you're facing up, you can do the up holding up left thing. Normally what I do is I skip the heart, pick up the pot from the top, tap up, which burns frames to pick up the magic anyway, and then hold up left, place the block, and get on the platform.
And you can just keep holding up left.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
nice.
Stop.
I also really like using the menu to ice rod inside the fight to line up this dash, so that I know if I can, cancel right or up right or down right or whatever to like get a feeling for the timing of this. But if this works for you, that's also chill.
Can't see the boss fight, Malmo. Jeez.
Seems.
was
Oh,
your
well,
stream? I didn't
okay,
even
I don't
see
know
your
why you did
stream.
that, but the rest of it seemed good.
Yeah.
How'd it go? What were you doing?
I let go too early.
So
I
what's
know
your
what to
like?
watch for.
What
it
were you
was
doing?
nervous and anticipated.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I just release as soon as I
Okay.
see Trinix.
Did an async. Nice.
I usually release as soon as I see the shell disappear,
3?
which worked better for me than trying to wait until I see the middle, like, section. I think I
So this-
walked way too far down there.
It's because you're holding down. I just switched to down left at the end, like after I split. I start holding down left and then do the item dash once
Mhm.
once Link is on screen. And then even if you do hold down left too long and don't get a clean movement, at least you're making movement progress to the left.
Yeah. Yeah, what Mom was saying,
can match up in
rando
DD.
players have to learn it unbuffered. Like, that's where I learned it, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's
For
totally fine.
the Drenix.
Look at that. PB was stuck there with his sword out. And we got it. Oh, you maybe can't see that. It's close.
It's funny that you're actually behind PB now after being so far ahead.
What happened in TR?
Well, disaster turtle
several
rock.
things. I slashed a berry.
Like, I had the platform,
Disaster chain
walking into the
chomps,
pit, and then
disaster
slashing the
edge
berry,
bridge,
Yeah.
menuing.
and then
That's
chomps,
right,
and
just
then
menuing.
Trinex.
Oh, this is not a pump. You just diagonal.
What? Was I pumping?
Just menuing.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Focused on something else, I guess.
I did the 2 menu and missed the key.
Good hook shot.
Over, dude.
Good second try.
Oh no.
And
Yeah.
third try.
Not that far. All the disasters.
Okay. Well, I think you probably know what you did wrong there. Going for the hook shot. Nice. Oh, I never hook up there. It's too hard to read the fire snake RNG that fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Some people like to use the menu to bombs to line up that bonk. I don't do it personally, but it's pretty popular.
Yeah. Don't do it in rando, so...
That's fair. You should probably be waiting closer to the pit here. There's
Yeah,
no
I don't
reason
know
to be
why
all the
I
way up there.
I think I was worried that I did it wrong or something.
Yeah, also
Can't
fair.
remember.
That's higher than I would stand. You're probably saving a couple frames, but makes it easier to mess up. Oh, ho, ho, that was close. All right, we got it though.
Let's go.
Well, that was decent.
Yeah, so we've lost
Wasting
about
Chest turn was not.
12 seconds in the basement. Let's say
Spleebie,
10 to
slow
12
down,
seconds.
please. Don't
Most of
worry,
that
he
was
has,
just
like,
spike
a
skip.
Terrible land mode too. And some gauntlet trouble, I think.
So obviously you don't want to shoot down here, but there's no
Right.
reason to ever shoot down here because you don't actually want a first frame bow. You actually want to take a step because you don't really want the arrow to be in the air. There's so much shit going on in this room. This room's really laggy if you let extra stuff happen. So what you want to do is shoot the arrow, and then you want to dash turn and just tap down. If you hold down while the arrow's in the air and these guys start walking while there's an arrow in the air, you get infinity lag.
Like how we sniped the anti-fairy there.
I think you did it right, but just like one of those things where the understanding is
Arrowing the anti-fairy.
okay.
Yeah, this room is terrible.
I don't believe in this strat. I just do Joe mimics.
I should probably learn that because
he
I have a
also
hard
had
time
an
with
arrow
that strat.
management
Yeah, I
problem.
can't do it. I've never been able to get it.
I have gotten it, and it feels nice, but you know, I don't want to spend hours practicing that room.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten it
Lineup
now
isn't
and then
free
in
if you
practice,
bonk.
but I've never gotten it anywhere close to the point where it's run ready.
Fast double.
Fast double.
Nice. So this is sometimes I must be pressing control instead of shift by accident or something. So I personally don't think it's worth canceling Stair Drag here. It's like it's really easy to like shoot left or just like it makes the movement harder. You can keep doing it if you want, but I just hold down left.
Yeah, I
While
usually don't have a problem with it. Do we
Yeah.
have to move left to hit the Stalvos?
yeah,
Yeah, I'll probably keep doing the stair drag cancel then.
while I'm shooting this arrow, I look at this guy.
Mhm.
He's going to be the second hardest. Well, he's going to be the hardest enemy to hit. This guy would also be, except that we always do this arrow first. He's the hardest enemy to hit, so you want eyes on him. If he's looking up, I just recently started. If he's looking up, I shoot an arrow right. It usually either hits him or if he goes up, hits him.
Okay.
I don't know how great that strategy really is, but I'm having fun with it. But I just try to focus on this Stalfos before anything else.
It's the one RNG that I know.
Yo, nice G3. Love that RNG.
I get beamed on that RNG every time.
Yeah. Yeah, you only need to move one frame left, I think that's correct. You can keep canceling Star Drag though. Totally up to you. So well, first of all, I like the Behe arrow, shooting an arrow before starting the dash. On this RNG, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to walk right. I think you're just supposed to walk left instead of down to dodge the, maybe walk right and then back left. I don't remember. I'm not that good at the gauntlet, honestly.
I always get hit there.
That arrow strat you were talking about, that saves you if you get the fast Zazak moving right.
If he goes way right, yeah.
Yeah. I usually hold the sword all the way out the door. Which
Oh, I was wondering
doesn't
about
really
setup.
matter because you're on a timer,
I'll
right?
have to get the pod.
But
It does not matter for room timing, but
hi.
it does matter for always doing the same thing so that your setup has the same timing. The fight went well though. All I'm trying to point out here is that because you start holding up long enough to actually get a pushing animation, Link is actually walking slower than his normal walking speed the whole way through the door.
good idea.
Oh, hi, Mamo. Nice. Any RMG?
Yeah,
strat?
Rick. I think both of them are fine.
What, the arrow on the Stalvos? That's a rando strat.
You know what went wrong
Too
here?
fast.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to use another block.
Extra magic.
You would have been
Even
fine,
though
but
that would have been better. Yeah.
if you do the arrow in G5, you have tons of extra magic.
Oh,
that
did
was
I
so
do
good.
the arrow?
Yeah, you
Whoops.
did arrow G5. Do you not normally?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna say anything because it's totally valid. I don't
I
like
mean,
it.
I do.
It's
I
fine.
do in rando, but
Right.
not in this usually.
So your torches won. It's hard to critique rooms like this because this is really good, but then you just don't throw the pot. Like your timing is just off and then everything falls apart. But it looked
Yeah.
like it was off to a really good start. And now, like, what do you do from here?
Throwing
It
pot.
sucks.
At least I remember not to pick up the pot since I had enough magic.
Hell yeah. And we didn't jingle skip.
What are you doing?
I walked into the spikes for no reason.
You can save like 10 frames walking into the spikes if you're happy with your health total.
We had a little bit.
But if you're gonna do that, you just want to
Disaster.
hold up left through them.
Yeah.
In Turtle Rock.
Interesting choice to powder here at like 7 hertz. Are you not confident about your Ganon fight yet?
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, we managed to get rid of all our bombs.
That's just the way I do that room, I guess. So I hadn't
also
really
fair,
thought
yeah.
about skipping the powder when I have enough hearts.
Yeah, I don't think you probably needed it here. But also,
yeah,
you know.
we did. You'll find out.
Oh no.
It's a dang good thing we did that powder, it turns out.
Okay,
I
obviously
don't
this,
usually get hit by that guy. I don't.
yeah. Obviously something went wrong here, but I do not do this strat, and so I cannot help you diagnose it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I waited too long to start walking up.
Ow.
All right, as long as you know what it was, that's good.
Ow.
I like that strat because sometimes I don't have hook shot in rando when I'm doing that room.
Fair. I don't have that problem because I can't fucking hover.
You should not be spinning here.
Okay, that's worked pretty well.
Yeah, shouldn't have been a spin though, I think.
Not really sure. I'll rewind this and talk about it, but... Alright, so that went well. This is a shitty pattern. Honestly, I
You should not
think
be-
this is fine. I don't think you're... I don't know how you're supposed to get 3 on this, so if you can get either of those to hit, this one's basically guaranteed.
here.
And you managed to get 2 here, which I think is the most you can hope for.
Yeah.
This, I don't like where you're standing, because if this was a blue ball, you would have gotten hit by it and lost this energy ball.
Mm.
And I know that it's like a really hard fight, but I think you want to take that stuff into account as much as you're capable of. Like, you have to do this fight a billion times to like get fast at processing it. But one of the things you want to think about is not getting owned by blue balls. And I think the way to do that on this RNG is to stand like here, so that if it's a blue ball, it breaks, or like stand here and then take a step before releasing spin. So if it's a blue ball, it doesn't hit you, and the energy balls will sort of knock him up in this direction towards where the other ones are coming from.
Mhm.
I think that's your best chance at either getting a triple or getting a double if there's a blue ball. Do you
I've
stand?
never really thought about like the direction I'm knocking him
Yeah, yeah. It's
at
really,
all.
there's
So
really
that's
a lot
something
going
good to
on in
think
this
about.
fight. Do you stand underneath Agatu, like here, you mean, Rek, on the first?
I think you meant on the second cycle. Like if it was first RNG with the same pattern as the second one.
On this one,
Oh, this one. Okay.
I haven't spent enough time with the standing underneath Agatu when he's on the bottom stuff, so I would not.
You can fit there?
You can fit there, yeah, and do a damage boost. I just have not spent enough time with it to know when it's good yet, sorry. I'm sure if you like clipped it and asked Doom about it, he would have better opinions than I do, but I just don't know. Sorry. It's one of the many things I should probably learn about this fight. But anyway, in real life, you got an energy ball and it all worked out fine. This is kind of a heroic place to stand on this RNG. I think it's probably correct, but I don't think I would have gotten the triple here. Maybe this guy is desynced enough from this guy that it actually makes a lot of sense. DQ'd! Oh no, we didn't make it out.
I need to work on. I need to practice this again because I. Not a gold anyway.
Ori Twin was freaking out. Ganon.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite boss, right?
Most people's, I think. Probably my second favorite after Lane Mail. Oh boy, okay, we weren't sure about the count there, I guess.
Didn't need to take that second.
Yeah, I'd say something about it. I'm just like, the first hit was just dumb. The second hit was just dumber, I guess.
You definitely had enough damage in. So you didn't need to do this. But, you know, it's easy to say that when you're not the one on PB pace.
Yeah, nerves was definitely a part of it too.
Yeah. I personally had to over practice Ganon like a lunatic before I could do a half decent fight in runs.
Yeah.
And to get to the point where I could do it in my sleep before I could do it on
I mean, this is at least the one thing that, I guess not the Silverless fight, but coming from Rando, like I
This is too early.
kill Ganon almost every single time. So I've killed Ganon like 900 times or something.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. And you did get the 1-on-1, like it worked out.
Yeah.
I think you're saying it in the video, but this spin did not damage Ganon. You have to.
Yeah, it did. I counted them. I thought that it didn't because of what you told me, I think. And I am saying that in the video, but if you count them, that's number one.
Maybe I'm just misinformed.
Yeah, that was just bad.
Fine.
And we'd have been dead if we hadn't powdered.
Fine.
Waiting for that reaction. Oh my gosh. But we're fine, right?
Yeah.
We did not die. We were very, very close to dying.
Yeah, it did damage him. That's interesting. I wonder if it always damages him,
Yeah, auto splitter, do your thing.
if there's always a frame or if there's a frame rule or some weird
So
thing.
close. Dude,
I don't know.
we knew this wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
be a
know.
sub
I
9.
would not risk it though.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much info you want about this Ganon fight. This is totally serviceable for your level and your current goals, but you also lost like 12 seconds in phase 4 or something.
Yeah.
Like this is a double that you can go for. This obviously you know what happened here.
Yeah.
Fine.
Don't stand so high, dude.
Fine.
Oh my gosh.
So like on this one, you want to recoil more towards the middle. You get this anyway, but it was very close.
Yeah.
On this one, you want to recoil into the pit so that you can slash your sword and then relight while he's warping up. It's possible you can recoil to the left and do some shit like that, but I don't think you can make that RNG if you don't recoil down towards the pit. Which is what you get, and then you miss it. If you're gonna
Just
do this,
barely hit that torch.
this is fine if you. But if you want to do it this way, you wanted to. If you want to always light this torch from the top, you want to have recoiled in this direction from this hit, so that you can get your sword out and then light it as he lands. So you already have your sword out, and then you can in fact make it to him in time, but you can't do this wiggle back and then still make it, as you found out.
I almost got a slash in there.
That would have been pretty funny, yeah. And then again, well, it didn't matter because that's the last one, but you wanted to recoil into the pit.
Yeah, auto
But
splitter,
again,
do
I
your
mean, this is
thing.
like a 2-minute Ganon. That is completely good enough for your
So close.
for where you're
Dude,
at.
We knew this wasn't gonna be a sub 9
And GG.
a long time ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't believe I have a 7 blue ball PB.
Yeah, thanks. This has been really helpful, I think.
Cool. Yeah. If there's anything else,
That's
anything you want me to go back to or talk about or go over in more detail or anything, just let me know.
Yeah, I think we hit everything
Sleep through all of my
as it came up.
PBs.
So I'll check out those YouTube videos. What was
32
it? The
seconds, almost.
ether and the.
Yeah. The Ether Quick Warp setup is pretty easy once you learn it.
Ganon was a
And
disaster.
WQVD is just like, you're very close to getting that correct. Just need to tighten it up a
We
tiny
had to
bit
run
and
against
then
a decent GT. It was nice running against.
then you
the-
will never have to
the,
worry about it again.
30-second free time save in GT. I did almost hecking die.
Thanks
on
for the
that Ganon.
GGs, everyone.
All right.
Ganon was fine. Did you not
Well, if you
see
don't have
the
anything else to
almost
do,
auto-
I'm going to be done streaming